start the event.
है ना स्लाइड अभी स्लाइड
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nisha from NPTEL IIT Bombay. I'm delighted to welcome to all of you for this NPTEL Star Workshop. First of all, I congratulate to all of you to participate in this workshop. Today, we have gathered to recognize and celebrate hard work, dedication, and outstanding achievements in successfully completing multiple NPTEL courses. Your commitment to continue learning and self-improvement in truly inspiring your accomplished reflect spirit of lifelong learning that NPTEL strives to promote. We also sincerely thank to all of you to valuable feedback you have shared with us. Your suggestion and experience help us to continue to improve the NPTEL initiatives, and we truly appreciate your support and cooperation. Today's workshop has been designated to provide insight to the various opportunities available in the NPTEL Star and Toppers. We will also have a dedicated interaction session for faculty members, industry professionals, and student participants, allowing everyone to exchange their idea, learn from one another. It is now my privilege to welcome our esteemed coordinators with us today. Professor Andrew Tangaraj, Coordinator, NPTEL IIT Madras. Professor Nandita Madhavan, Coordinator, NPTEL IIT Bombay. Ms. Bharti Balaji, COO, Center for Outreach and Digital Education, IIT Madras. I'll request to my team to play the star feedback video part 1. Thank you. Now it's my pleasure to invite Professor Nandita Madhavan to continue with the next session of the NPTEL STAR initiatives.
Thank you. So good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all of you. Today we are lucky and privileged to have Professor Andrew, the NPTEL coordinator from IIT Madras. Andrew, just hi. And Ms. Parthi, who is the CEO of Code from IIT Madras. And of course, all of you, it's always a pleasure to have all of you on our campus. Today, in a slightly different avatar, we are at the Research Park of IIT Bombay. So those of you who came last time, we were in a classroom. Now we have done some translational work and come to the Research Park. So hope you get to explore that as well. So first of all, congratulations for your exemplary performance. A big round of applause for all of you. And we are really happy with this association that you have with NPTEL. And to start with, we had your feedback because it's important what you have to say. And as the years have gone by, the number of people in this STAR event has gone up. And so we don't get an opportunity to hear each one of you. So that's why we tried to put together. And the background music here was also by an NPTEL star. Is he here in the audience? Where are you? Huh? Can you just stand? A round of applause for him. So it also tells you the diversity in courses that NPTEL offers. Can you quickly introduce yourself? One mic. 1 minute for recording, it might be required.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yashwardhan Anil Nartodekar from Rajaram Bapu Institute of Technology, Rajaram Nagar, Sangli. I am very happy today because of the NPTEL team. They gave a chance me to give the music for today's workshop. NPTEL is a very diversified. It provides the courses because when I was searching just music, I was not sure that the course related to music will be available on the NPTEL. So I was gone through the search bar and I found appreciating the Carnatic music and appreciating the Hindustani music. So it was very happy to learn from the NPTEL, and thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And great to have you here. So today what we'd be doing is I'd give you a glimpse of what NPTEL does and the opportunities available for you. And we also have sessions after this where we will have faculty from IIT Bombay interacting with you. So we would have our Dean of Faculty Affairs, Associate Dean R&D, addressing you independently. The head of Education Technology Department will also be here. So we have sessions designed separately for the faculty and industry professionals and students. So we hope that you can gain from these. And we also want to engage more with you all in the future. So, yeah, okay. Better now? So, NPTEL at a glance. So here, I don't think I need to give much of an introduction of NPTEL to this crowd because I think you are stars and believers and evangelists and whatnot. So, but just, I had done this last time and I will repeat this. A bit of trivia. So some numbers are there, one number is hidden. So, as you can see, we have crores of enrollments over the years. So the first NOC started somewhere in 2014 when the certification started. And then over the years, NPTEL has grown. So number certified is there, exam registration is there in lakhs. Any guesses on total number of courses? We had done this last time. There is obviously an increase. Yes? 3,000? Any other estimate? Are unique courses, yes. 12,000? These are the total number of courses, not the unique courses. Any other number? So it's 10,286 to be precise. 3,000, like sir said, is the unique courses. So you are close there as well. So as you can see, it has grown quite a bit over the years. And the scale has also grown in terms of number of people taking exams. Again, blocked out 2 here. So the first, I think, round was in 2015, where there were 3 courses. And as you can see, 1.1 lakh enrollments and around 30,000 people registered. 3,000, sorry. So now 0.03. Yeah. So now, as we have grown in 2025, so we are talking about 1 year, and 2026, half a year. You have some statistics now. Any numbers? So my classes are also like this. I do less of the talking. So it comes here. Yeah, so any guesses here? 23 for which one? 2025? And 26? Not bad. So people are very overall close. So 21.3 and 12.6 and still growing. And I think as the number of exam days have increased, the number of people taking different exams has also increased. We see that in a lot of the statistics there. So this is another interesting statistic, and I wanted some feedback from you all as well. So this is the statistic for the overall course takers, why people are taking NPTEL courses. And what you'd see is, of course, okay. So a lot of people take it for credit transfer, which is understandable. I would have done that as a student too, if I get credit from an online course. People are also taking it for getting jobs, internships, etc. And also, what I find very interesting is people are also taking this just to update their knowledge. And we have seen this in past STAR workshops where people from completely different domains have told us, oh, we learned something about food technology by taking courses in NPTEL. I had to change my job. These courses helped me. So just to get a fair idea of why STAR students are taking these courses. So this we'll do in a little low-tech manner with a show of hands. I didn't have time to prepare Karodpati style feedback system here. How many students here, first of all? Okay. So among the students, so we are targeting now the smaller subset. How many of you have done this for credit transfer? No judgment, okay? Everything is accepted, good or bad. Great. How many have done this for getting a job or internship? Few hands. Updating themselves with knowledge in the field? Oh, wow. Quite a bit. For competitive exams? Don't be shy. One thing you learn when you come to IITs is that you're more than encouraged to freely express yourself. Okay, so there are also some hands. Okay, now we'll move to the faculty and working professionals. How many faculty in the audience? That's also a huge number. Working professionals out of that? Okay, faculty and working. So same question, I'm guessing credit transfer doesn't apply to you. Or does it? I don't know, I'm quite... FDP, yes. How many have taken this for FDP? Okay, nice. Updating themselves with knowledge in the field? Oh, huge portion there. Great. Anyone here who has done this? Now, this is open for student and faculty, just to learn how MOOCs work. Okay, I see one hand. And I hope the experience was satisfying. Yes? All right. So now, some updates. There are a lot more statistics that you can get about NPTEL. So these slides are available on the NPTEL website. So I will not go too much in detail. You can check that out yourself. I'll just like to give you a few updates. And if I miss anything, Bharti, please chip in. So this is more for, I guess, colleges that do NPTEL for credit transfer. So earlier the credit transfer was given in these ranges of 1 to 2 credits, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So now it's a single number. So it is 2, 3 and 4, which might be useful for your college to make a decision. But even not the credit transfer, a lot of the decisions are with the board of studies in the respective colleges. Credit equivalence varies between institute and institute. So I moved from Madras to Bombay. 3 credits there is actually 6 credits here. So I had to do a credit equivalence when my students moved from one institute to another. So it might be good for your institute to take a call based on number of hours of engagement that is given. And there is also a document on credit transfer available in NPTEL. But these numbers, instead of having a range, maybe the single number will help your college use credit transfer information for decision making. Now this, I think, is quite important for everyone in this day and age when people are very concerned about data at multiple levels. Institutes are concerned about data because they want data to project to the external world about this is what our students are doing. Students are concerned about data because they want to share what they want and not just everything. So this is sort of a middle ground that NPTEL has come up with, where hopefully all users get what they want from the system. So in general, if you use an official institutional ID for enrolling in any course, and you select your role as a student or faculty, you are giving consent for your data to be shared with your institute. That's correct, right? If you do not want your data to be shared with the institute, the option available for you is to use a personal email ID, and then you put the category as other instead of student and faculty. So that way you can maintain your data. If you want to do a lot of courses and don't want your institute to know about it, that's the way to go about it. Any questions with regard to that? Okay. So stars have fewer questions. All right. So the detailed policy is available online. The other interesting thing that has come up is a change in the appearance of the dashboard. So this has been rolled out in the beta version. The website is, it's not here on this slide, but it's beta.nptel.ac.in. Any of you have already had a look at the... Okay, so few of you have seen this. So as a learner, you will have a dashboard which is personalized. So you will get information about your courses, your certificates, everything in one place. So that would be quite useful. So you can play around more with the dashboard on beta.nptel.ac.in. Starting July, I think all the courses are on this. The earlier courses would still be on nptel.ac.in, and slowly they'd be brought into the new portal. So there are a lot of interesting AI tools which are available for you to play around and learn more. Can we play this video? Is it working now? I think we are at the day and age where we should be trying to make the best of the tools available.
Today we are exploring the AI-powered features within the Swayam platform. Let's start by logging in. Once signed in, learners can access the AI features either via the top menu bar or by accessing the hidden nav bar to the right of the screen. First, let's look at the summary notes. To supplement the course videos, learners can access summary notes for quick revision and reference. If they need help or clarification, they can click the integrated chat icon to ask questions to the AI chatbot in real time without moving away from the notes. To visualize how course concepts connect, learners can use mind maps. These multi-level diagrams break down the course content structure, helping learners see the bigger picture of the lectures at a glance. For active recall, learners can use flashcards. These are perfect for rapid-fire revision of core ideas and keywords. It's the fastest way to ensure learners have mastered the core terminology before moving on to other areas. Practice questions allow learners to prepare well for their certification exams. Learners can shuffle for new questions or download a PDF to study offline. If learners are unable to answer a question, the system will instantly provide the correct answer so that they can learn from the mistake immediately. When learners are done with the practice questions, they can test their knowledge using the mock exam feature. It generates a full-length PDF exam covering the entire course curriculum. It even maps each question back to the specific lecture it came from and includes a full answer key for final validation. Together, these AI features are designed to help learners understand, revise, practice, and clear doubts more effectively throughout the course. By using these features consistently along with the lectures and other assignments, learners can strengthen their understanding of the course concepts and use them wherever they need. Thank you.
So I think there's a lot of great additional tools available for you to enhance your learning. But I'll also put a little bit of my faculty cap on. Make sure you also double check the notes that you get, which is prepared from AI. And if there are any discrepancies, please let us know for any feedback. So it's also important to do your own sort of reading and note taking and preparation as well. These are useful tools, but it can augment your learning but not replace your note taking. So make sure you use it effectively and judiciously. So updates to the star categories. As I told you earlier, we used to have these sessions with few people. I think the first session we had less than 30, 40 people. And then now, as you can see, the auditorium is full. And this is a fairly large auditorium. So we are trying to now figure out how the criteria for the star categories, where the categories, I think categories are being added or no? It's a suspense to me as well. So that's why I'm asking them. Okay, so in August, we will all know what are the new categories or the criteria that will be updated. But rest assured, you still have a year with the older criteria. So for the next meetings, etc., if you're planning to be here, you know exactly what you're targeting. So the rollout, I guess, of these would be somewhere in September. Now coming to today's event, which is on the NPTEL stars. The existing, there are 9 categories. I guess there were 7 and then 2 got recently added. And last time I had asked you how many already of mega stars and champions are there, but this time I'm leaving the data for you right there. So the mega stars and champions were fairly new categories, but as you can see, already we have 41 mega stars and 454 champions. The domains have been around for quite some time. Domain is where you get certification based on a particular subdomain or domain in a particular branch of engineering or sciences, and the criteria is given on the website, and then you can plan. What is great in all these is you also have to perform well in the courses. So if you need domain certification, you need to do well, get greater than 55%, average of 60, etc. Then now, if you see the mega stars, you need to be a topper in 6 exams. And I think most of you know all of these criteria better than me. So I will not spend time explaining. I will again go back to my trivia thing. Total stars awarded so far is 62,000. In Jan 2026, the total stars are 13,681. Now the number looks very big, but do you remember how many people were enrolled in courses and took the certification exam? Recall, quiz question of the second slide. How many people took the exam? Jan? 12 lakhs. So we are still talking about a very small proportion of the 12 lakhs. So again, a big round of applause for all of you who are here as stars. Don't feel shy to clap for yourselves. You deserve it, okay? So how many of these do you think will be unique stars? 11,000. Now people are... You needn't raise hands. Just you can tell the number. Yes. Huh? 8,000? 11,000? This side is quiet. Any predictions, numbers? Unique stars? 500? Okay, so the number is close to 11,000. Sorry, I don't have gifts to give away. In our student events, we have t-shirts and all that get thrown when people answer. All India level. So we will have statistics for the West Zone also in a bit. So total unique stars, 10,763. How many of these are first-time stars? Oh, you are raising hands. Oh, you are all first-time stars? Second time. So you are part of this statistic. So how many do you think are the first-time stars out of these? 6,000, 5,000, 8,000. So I think that's quite nice. And to all of you who have joined this meeting for the first time, welcome to this ever-expanding family of ours. So total unique stars so far, out of 62,000. This is from the beginning. When were stars rolled out? 2019. So people, each person. So it's an individual star, like all of you here. Yeah, number of people. But you might have multiple star categories for each person. But you all are unique stars. Unique means each individual. So all of you are unique stars, but each of you might have multiple awards, believers, evangelists, discipline, whatever. So, yeah. So this is around 37,000. No, this is for only Jan 2026 we are talking about, the last run. Yeah, overall that would be unique. So this data is only for the Jan 2026, which is, as I said, it appears like a large number, but if you look at the total number of enrollments, it's still a small number. So that's why it's a wonderful achievement. Yeah, please. Huh. Yes. Yeah. So NPTEL stars are superstars. I don't know why. You already have that, I think. Yes. I got 25 stars. Yes, you are very unique, sir. No, you're. I think we will have you. We have your picture here in a bit as well. So coming to the age distribution. So if you see, the age group varies anywhere. So less than 20, 21 to 30 is the largest age group. But we also have a significant number of learners in the 41 to 60 and 61 to 80. And I think that's really admirable. It also goes very well with our tagline about anytime, anyone, anywhere. So there's no restriction to age. One can be a learner at any point in their life. Huh? You want an old? No, 9-year-old. 9-year-old star. Is that the youngest star? I am thinking what I was doing when I was 9-year-old. Definitely not taking online courses, jumping on trees or something. Getting in a lot of trouble. So this is the data from the West Zone so here you'll also get the numbers for the total number of stars since you were asking specifically. So you have below 20. So if you see, it mirrors the overall age statistic. I think the only difference may be in Gujarat for some reason, the 31 to 40 is more than 21 to 30, but otherwise it mirrors the overall statistic that you see for the age group of stars. And for those of you, especially the younger people who think you're soon going to be done learning, learning is a lifelong thing. And what is always inspiring is to see people like Urmi Brata Bandopadhyay ji and Muthu Kumar ji, who are still learning at the age of 76. And not just a few courses, it's 66, 13, etc. These are significant numbers. I don't even know how I can find time to do these things and so well. So a round of applause for them as well, although they're not here. So coming to the role and gender count, So you have students, faculty and employed, so mainly students, but we also have a significant number of faculty who are taking this up. And in the West Zone, you would see the gender ratio, it's slightly tilted towards males, which is also seen in our core statistics. And what you'd see is that you'd still see the similar ratio of student, faculty and employed, so greater proportion of students taking these courses and also faculty. So domain certification, how many of you here are domain scholars? Do we have 2 domains? What about you? 1 domain, 2 domains, 3 domains. So you have the option. For those of you who have not considered this, this is a very good option for you. Even the students especially, you can look this up. It would help quite a bit when you're applying for interviews or you just want to update yourself. I know many people sometimes don't get their first choice of whatever they want to do. You land up in one college, you always think, oh, I wish I had studied that. But now, if you wish, you can get some certification also with it. So domain, why is it helps you prepare better career prospects, and the criteria is given. You'd need to take a set of core courses and some electives, and the time period is flexible, but typically people do it over, on an average, 4 semesters, 6 semesters maybe, but there is as such no strict rule there. And people also get domains later, like if you have completed courses in a particular domain, you'd then be able to tag that as a domain. And there are vast variety of domains. There is even sports science. So those of you who had not considered domains, please go through the available domains. Again, I will not talk much in detail. It's available on the NPTEL website. The certificates look like this. And what you'd see is, I find this very interesting. There is someone who has completed 10 domains. It's a lot of courses to take. There are also a significant number of people who have done 4 domains, 3 domains, 2 domains, which is, again, I think a single domain itself is very difficult, and then we have people doing multiple domains. Most popular domains in the last semester has been computer science, the faculty domain, and electrical engineering. So these are domain scholars with 6 or more domain certificates. KG Krishna, who has retired, you said, from BITS Hyderabad. He's a faculty there. So he has done 10 domains. And then we have several others catching up. So I don't know where this, if I were to predict what would be the most number of domains, I've given up trying to guess. Do you guys have any guess? Maximum? Tough, yes. NPTEL Mega Stars from Jan 2026. So these are people who have done exceptionally well. Again, I said this was a new category, but as you can see, many people are satisfying this. Anyone here? I think most of these are from North or West. Anyone here from? Yes. So you see that we have students and faculty. So again, we have people from Haryana, West Bengal. Highest number of course takers. So there are people, 27 people who were actually present for 16 exams last semester and had 10 certified courses. So for okay, so 10 of them, yeah, that's what. So 10 people were certified in 16 and 27 appeared for the exam. That's what. Huh? You are at 10. What about you, sir? 16. Big round of applause for both of them. So there are a lot of people doing 8 courses, 7 courses, and all as well, which I still find, because many of you are doing this in addition to your regular college or work, etc. So this itself is very, very admirable. So we have people hitting centuries here. So there's someone who has 101 courses, others who are close by. And I think soon we will have people in the West Zone also with 100 courses. So these are the highest number of NPTEL certified courses. So the century person is Dr. Henry Kishore. And KG Krishna, we had seen earlier with the domains, is close by with 99 courses. And we have Ashwini and Lakshmana Kumar. Again, a round of applause for all these stars. And it's interesting to see the age diversity of these learners. So highest number of NPTEL certified courses from the West Zone. Dr. Prashant Daigavane at 78 courses. Can you please stand up, sir? Manik Deshmukh, 70 courses. Om Pofali, are you here? Don't be shy if you're here. Would you like to share anything about your course taking experience?
जी नमस्ते सभी को actually you can see in my one of the videos I am from Nagpur. NPTEL is an addiction means what? It is not for the bad things. If you are, though you are teacher, what is the problem? We are shy in front of the student because we get that fear that student will pass and I will fail. No doubt, out of the 78, I may have appeared for the 100. I may have been failed in 10, 15 subjects also. But I can do this up to age of at least 75. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Please clap for sir. Sorry, sir. Can you just introduce yourself after he's done quickly? Big round of applause for him.
All are from civil.
Three domains, one faculty advance, one in environment, and third in energy and environment. First, I started as a faculty, then I moved as a researcher through NPTEL, and now I am a motivated speaker
Excellent.
through the NPTEL courses. And I am 57 years old. And these courses are not earned for any promotions, only for updating my knowledge to answer the questions of my students and my children's. My children completed IIT from IIT Ropar, and he is now working at Taiwan in material science engineering. And second child, he completed law in National Law University. Both my childs are helped me for the NPTEL courses. And my wife prepare tea, black tea at night, every 3 hours. In 24 hours, I never sleep. I continue study, and my wife prepare tea for every 3 hours, black tea. She is also involved. Yeah.
Please, thank you.
Yeah.
Please join me in.
Yeah. अब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है आज यहाँ पे आके कि अभी न जाओ छोड़कर कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I am professional singer also.
Oh, very good. So next time you can send us your audio clip. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so
Hello,
much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Dr. Manik Deshmukh from a holy place, Pandharpur. Especially today very
Is our-
important. Nearly 25 lakh people are visiting there today, along with Chief Minister of Maharashtra. I'm from that place. So I'm very happy and feel proud and very thankful to NPTEL. I'm talking in the IIT. That's a big dream. My dream was there to be here. So it is that I fulfilled through the NPTEL. I started with one course, then slowly 2, 3, 4, I took like this. I will tell you, it changed a lot in my teaching concepts I learned. I did the courses right from computer science, electronics, psychology, humanities, English, civil engineering also. And there are some shortcomings in domains I would like to tell you, madam. In civil engineering, only 4 domains are there, but many courses are there: geotechnical engineering, water resources engineering. I did 10-15 geotechnical courses. Otherwise, I would have got 2 more domains. So many important courses to be brought in the domain zone.
Sure, please
And,
write to us.
Yeah,
then
madam,
we
very
can look
important.
at it.
This and another side of doing this much courses, of course, you have to sacrifice many things along with your teaching assignments, family responsibilities, so much work in the private colleges nowadays, academic works, all these things. Doing so many courses and writing at a time is also difficult also. But what the satisfaction when we are here, we speak here in front of all you, it will our work, our hard work pays for us. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much for sharing your feedback. And please send us the feedback on the courses. These are the other NPTEL stars from the West Zone. We might not have time for everyone's feedback, but yeah, sir, see you are here. Abhinandan, are you here? Abhinandan Ashok. Can you stand up, please? A round of applause for Abhinandan. Nikita? Nikita? Albela, Nikhil or Mahendra, I'm not sure which is your name. And Hardik? Nahi, because of the rains? Oh, okay. So round of applause for all of you. So I'll quickly go through, because we are running short of time, exciting opportunities that are available for the NPTEL stars. Excellent. Superstar. I think stars in the making. All of you are stars anyway. Super duper stars or whatever in the making. So I guess t-shirts and hoodies are a given, so that... No, you'll get it. I'm saying that as a benefit. So that is one of the perks which, as a faculty, I'll say, okay, material benefit of getting the star. Coming to other benefits, you have a lot of opportunity to engage in research, which could be also during your undergraduate studies, after graduation, could be through conference support. So I'd quickly go through the available opportunities. So for toppers in courses, you have the option of internship. So this is dependent on the faculty availability. So if the faculty is available and float their, if they are available to take you as an intern so that you can go to that particular campus, spend some time there. It's usually in the summer or winter. The faculty chooses from the pool of toppers. And eligibility is all course toppers, students and faculty. And for example, if you are a Jan to April topper, you will be considered for the winter internship and so on. So the stipend you get is 15,000 for 4 weeks. Some people spend more than 4 weeks, depends on the mutual understanding between the faculty and the student, and also all the other constraints in the campus. So this is a great opportunity. We have had cases in the past, BSB student in aeroscience department where people joined as intern, then they continued to do a PhD, and in one of the earlier SPOC sessions we had someone who had completed their PhD from here and was going abroad for a postdoc at Stanford or some university. So we have a lot of success stories there as well, where it gets converted to a PhD. So this is data for internships. So these are offered across the institutes. And as I said, here the limiting part is the availability at the faculty side for offering the internship. So at IIT Bombay, as you see, we have 9 interns, but there are other places where you see there are larger number of internships, and you can apply not only to the West Zone, depending on which course that you have topped in, you can approach there. The places where the numbers are larger, those are online internships, but most of the others are in person. The other new thing is the post-bac fellowships. So when we have the breakout sessions for the student, we'll have our interns and post-bac fellows interact with you. So you can talk to them and learn more about what they learned, the process. And you might not be comfortable talking to me, but feel free to open up with the other research scholars here, the interns here who will help you out. So the duration is 1 year. And you get a stipend, and there is also a 1 lakh contingency money which you could use for your research. What is new now is conference support for 50,000 for international conferences. So for national conferences, you can use your contingency money. But if you want to attend international conferences, this is an additional support that is being given by NPTEL, provided that your paper is accepted and you're going to present this work at an international conference. Regarding the student selection criteria, again, the faculty who are interested offer the projects, and then there is a selection criteria where the faculty selects the student either based on interviews. You would be asked, so NPTEL will reach out to you and you would have to ensure that you fill in the required information within the given deadlines. So I already spoke about the international support, conference support. So this is the statistics for the post-bac fellows. And as I said, they'll be talking to you in the breakout sessions. So we have had a lot of post-bacs who have finished, and some who would be starting soon as well. So you can hear from them about their experience instead of me talking about it. And there are videos online where they talk about their experiences. But what is also interesting is that this work has also translated into either a patent or close to a publication, so conference publication, which is good because it helps you quite a bit to further your research career. Another new thing is there are several IITs who have the concept of taking students in for MS by research program. So NPTEL now provides financial support. So this would be 25,000 stipend per month for up to 2 years. This is for selected pre-doctoral fellows. So you should first be a pre-doctoral fellow, and then if you're selected, you would be supported for the MS by research program. So where you would get 25,000 per month for 2 years and 1 lakh contingency, like it was there for the pre-doc. Remember, this is not like a top-up for people who are anyway receiving fellowship from GATE, etc. This is a parallel, I guess, mode of fellowship in case you do not have these sources of income. But again, it's dependent on the admission criteria at the institute, because not all institute has this entry criteria. So you'll have to look at the admission criteria of each institute to figure out if you are eligible for the MS by research. This, I think, is open now. I mean, this has been on for a while. Has anyone here availed the conference support? Yeah, you had spoken about it earlier. So she had availed the conference support in a conference in IIM. IIT Roorkee, sorry. IIM was somebody else. IIT Roorkee in the architecture domain, or am I way off again? Architecture. So conference support is also available for NPTEL stars. So you can get up to 25,000, and this has to be where you have to present at the IITs, ICERs, and certain cases it's been open for conferences in IIM as well. And these open up every month, so depending on the time period of the conference that you are interested in, you can apply and avail this support. There is funding available, so please don't feel shy. If you have something which you think you can present at a conference, please avail this opportunity. This is another very useful portal for the students. Have any of you used the GATE portal? You have? For which subject? Biotechnology. So this is a really nice portal. Typically, for those of you who have prepared for the entrance exams, you have the syllabus. You have to go through the book to look at the syllabus mapping. But here you have the links to videos related to those subjects, so you can get the information from the videos. And there are also mock tests that are conducted for you. So this is all free of cost. So please avail this opportunity because it's a great opportunity for you to practice, get a practice before the exam itself. And as you can see, for a lot of subjects, there is material available online. So whenever I go for outreach programs, I heavily emphasize on using this, and many students have told me that this portal is very useful for GATE preparation. So this just gives you some numbers. There are a large number of students who are registered on this portal, but I think that given our population, a lot more students should be using it. It's very useful for you to clear the GATE exam. So for the youngsters out there, we have social media handles, and not to get the seniors out because I'm not very active on social media, but that doesn't mean others who are my contemporaries are like that. So please follow the social media handles and you'd see a lot more fun and interesting stories there. So I think for the youngsters, it's Instagram, and for people my age, it's more of Facebook. And then LinkedIn is very popular, so you can get a lot of interesting information tidbits there. So with that, I will stop and again welcome you all. With the pass, you might also get entry to our campus. It's a little crowded because of the orientation, but please feel free to walk around our campus. It's very beautiful. There might be stories about leopards here and there, but they don't come out in the evening, and even if they do, they will not bother you. So again, congratulations and welcome to our campus.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable insights. We will now move on to our most important, inspiring part of today's program, hearing directly from the distinguished NPTEL stars, who will share their experience, learning journey, and impact of NPTEL has their personal life and professional life. So first of all, I called up faculty members. First, I would like to invite Professor Aniket Dev from Thakur College of Engineering and Technology, Mumbai. He is an NPTEL enthusiast and NPTEL believer star. Sir, may I request you to please come forward and share your experience.
Thank you, everyone. I'll not take much time. I would like to say this was a very great experience to me because the last semester was my first semester when I enrolled for the NPTEL, and I gave 4 exams, and I'm done with the 4 exams. That's it. It was I have a 3-year-old daughter, so when I was attending videos like midnight, so she woke up and she came, so Dad, what you are doing? So I said, even I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to finish this because I was having something like I want to do for my PhD. But after doing that, I came to know that NPTEL is not that much. More you have, more things you can understand from it. And it is a continuous process of the upgradation. That's it. So especially everyone is having a dream to be, IIT. So I would say thank you to IIT Bombay and NPTEL team for giving such opportunities to us. And I would like to say thanks to my parents and thanks to my institution and thanks to Principal Dr. B.K. Mishra from Thakur College of Engineering, who always supported us for providing such opportunities. I'll just say one thing. NPTEL is like Saya for us. So there is one song, तू जहाँ जहाँ रहेगा मेरा साया साथ होगा मेरा साया, and that Saya is NPTEL with the knowledge. So thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Professor Afreen Sheikh from Nagpur Institute of Technology, Nagpur. She is NPTEL Motivated Learner, NPTEL Discipline Star, NPTEL Believer Star. I would like to invite Mr. Afreen, come forward and share your experience.
Hello, everyone. I feel so respectful and amongst these eminent personality. This was my first NPTEL course. And first of all, I have enrolled myself only in one NPTEL course. After that, I research on that. And due to our motivation from our principal, Dr. Amol Deshmukh sir, and Dean Academics, Dr. Manisha Fasti sir, they have told us to enroll in more than one, and they have taken our workshop also. So after that, I have enrolled in 6 NPTEL at a time, and I have secured 3 stars. I was expecting only 2, but luckily I received 3rd certificate. So I thank to all NPTEL team and what all I have learned right now up till here. And right now I have also enrolled myself in 8 NPTEL. So I'm looking forward to qualify them also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Miss Nancy Sakharia from IIT Surat, Gujarat. She is 3 NPTEL star achiever, so NPTEL enthusiast, NPTEL discipline star, and NPTEL believer. Miss Nancy. Next, I invite Miss Pallavi from Goa College of Engineering, Ponda, Goa. She has earned recognition of NPTEL motivated learner and enthusiastic participation. So Pallavi, please come forward and share your experience.
Good evening, everyone. It's truly a privilege to stand in front of everyone at IIT Bombay and speak. It's such a honor for me. I come from Goa. I'm pursuing I just completed my 3rd year of engineering at GEC in Bachelor's of Electronics and Telecommunications. And over the past 4 semesters, I completed 8 NPTEL courses, each of 12 weeks. And I got a Motivated Star award. And I'll be honest with you all, my journey into engineering wasn't the path that I was looking forward to. I was always envisioned myself pursuing a career in medical. And NPTEL has provided me an opportunity to discover the courses that lie at the intersection of healthcare and engineering. And I'm very happy to say that both my internships and project that I'm doing right now draw upon the knowledge that I gained from my 8 NPTEL courses. And apart from that, one more thing that NPTEL has taught me is, apart from technical knowledge, one more thing that NPTEL has taught is discipline and the consistency. Because managing and balancing both academics along with the co-curricular activities, projects, internships, and doing the NPTEL assignments and tagging along with the course is quite overwhelming and challenging. But once you push yourself out of that comfort zone, I think that's the part of where your growth begins. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Pallavi. Now I invite Mr. Debajit from Siemens Energy, Pune. He has recognized as an NPTEL domain scholar, NPTEL superstar, NPTEL enthusiastic, NPTEL believer stars. Kindly share your experience.
So, hello everyone. I am Devjit Banerjee. I am from Pune. I am a working professional. So, I have completed my diploma and then I got my job. At that time, I was not aware about NPTEL and all. But later on, I thought that I must continue my learning journey. So, I just got to know about NPTEL. So, I thought let's give a shot, and at once I just registered for 5 courses at a time. Man, it was very tough. Means I was working at the same time and I was studying for 5 subjects at a time. But I really enjoyed the whole process. The learnings were huge. They immensely helped me in my skills, and they helped me build a discipline, I will say. They also helped me with my confidence. And at first, I was not much aware about the STAR awards. Suddenly, after completing my first semester, I received 1 STAR award. It was a very motivating thing for me that I gave examinations for 5 certificates. I got 5 certificates, but I got an extra certificate that is of a star. So I pushed forward. Then I got, in the second semester, I got few more star awards. And in the third semester, I got even more motivated that I want a domain certificate. So I selected my subjects in that way. So I have completed one domain certificate in product design. And NPTEL has like motivated me to continue my studying. So I'm also currently pursuing my BTech in BITS Pilani WILP. And actually today is my first day of my college, but I missed it to attend here. So I'm a very shy guy. I don't get involved in these kind of things. I'm a very introverted guy. But I will say that NPTEL, these examinations have really helped me. In technical aspects, I will say definitely. But in terms of soft skills, in terms of communication and gaining that confidence and believe in myself that I can do it if I believe. So that is the thing I think it's best about NPTEL courses. It's an amazing journey. I'm looking forward to continue it even more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Devjit. Next, I invite Dr. Dilip Khandelwal. He's here. I think no. Okay, next I call Mr. Santeshwar from CIE Automotive India Limited, Stamping Division, Nasik, who has earned a domain scholar. Okay, I'll request to my team members kindly play the short video film from feedback given by the NPTEL Star Part 3.
Hi, my name is Yashwardhan Anil. Currently, I am pursuing BTech Mechanical Engineering from Rajaram Institute of Technology, Rajaram under NPTEL, I did appreciating Hindustani music and appreciating Carnatic music.
May I now request to all faculty members and employee participants to be kindly remain this hall, and student participants are requested to proceed with the breakout room. Okay, after group photo, we can just request to all student participants, please move forward to the breakout room that is right opposite to this hall. Okay. Yeah, I'll request to everyone kindly come forward for group photo. I request to all participants kindly collect your t-shirts, and domain star kindly collect your domain hoodies from the registration desk.
So we request all the faculty and industry professional learners, please be seated in the same hall. We'll be starting the interaction sessions shortly. घरपुरे सर का वहाँ है ना, ब्रेकआउट रूम में.
तू तेच म्हणत होता की मॅथचा आहे आणू का?
हां लगा दो.
त्याला तेच म्हटलं मॅडमने सांगून तू आण पटकन.
रजिस्ट्रेशन डेस्कवरती 2 आहेत ना.
तोच आणेल ना, तोच म्हणतोय तो आणू का?
पीपीटी सिर्फ इनका है.
थांब ना, हा झालाय.
पीपीटी सिर्फ इनका है.
I request everyone to kindly be seated. I request everyone to kindly be seated. Thank you.
श्रेया कहाँ गई? इसको स्टार्टिंग से प्ले करो.
स्टार्टिंग.
हाँ ठीक है.
A very warm welcome to all of you. We will now begin this session. We have with us Professor Sahana Murthy from the Educational Technology IIT Bombay. Professor Sahana Murthy is a professor in the interdisciplinary program in the Educational Technology IDPET at IIT Bombay. She currently serves as the convener, head of the interdisciplinary program in the Educational Technology at IIT Bombay. Her research focuses on technology, enhanced learning, STEM education, instructional design, and teacher professional development. She has made significant contributions to online education through NPTEL, TEL, SWAYAM, IITBX, and has led several initiatives aimed at improving engineering and science education using evidence-based pedagogies. Professor Murthy has published extensively in educational technology and engineering education and has guided numerous doctoral scholars. She has received several prestigious recognitions, including the Professor S.P. Sukatme Excellence in Teaching Award from IIT Bombay 2020 and the Robert D. Kiefer International Fellowship Award from the Association of Educational Communications and Technology, AECT 2019. Ma'am, we request you to please come on stage.
Okay. And is it a column by any chance? That's the mic. Okay, is no, can I just move this? Move it. I'll just keep this here, just in case. Yeah. This is one. Ma'am, take this. So get out and start it again.
Okay. Now you can just do the next one. Next slide करोगे तो हो जाएगा. हो रहा है? One second.
इसको basically just get out of it and start again. Yeah. शायद इसको बंद करना पड़ेगा यहाँ से.
ये ओम देवेंद्र देवा ये बंद कहाँ होता है?
Even this is not moving, no?
1 minute, ma'am. Ma'am, check now. There. Okay. So you can stand here.
Yeah, can you just get
Back
out?
करो?
हाँ, नहीं, एक बार एग्जिट करके फिर से शुरू कर दो. Okay. मैंने कुछ तो चेंज किया by the
I
time.
see. Okay. Ma'am, but I have downloaded. I think. 1 minute.
No, I think you're playing it off. अच्छा, you've downloaded?
1 minute.
No problem. Then it's okay. नहीं,
Shall I
नहीं,
go
it's-
to your again?
No, this is fine.
link?
This is fine. Now just
Fine?
just go to presentation.
ठीक है.
Okay, good afternoon, namaste. Welcome to all of you. And congratulations for being here. I think you've had a whole set of sessions, right? Interesting sessions today or since yesterday or today? Okay. All right. So I thought since all of you are teachers and stars and all, we will focus this session on teaching and learning. They go hand in hand, okay? So, ready? Okay. Before that, one has to do a little bit of introduction of oneself and of you. So instead of introducing myself, which thank you very much for the very kind introduction by Kirti, right? Yeah, okay. I'll just talk a little bit about my department because it's unusual. It's not a very well-known department in most universities. Okay. So it's called an interdisciplinary program because we have faculty members from a variety of disciplines, starting from engineering, computer science, other STEM disciplines, as well as social sciences, such as human-computer interaction, and even going ahead, even people who are going to whose expertise is in language and linguistics, and we all come together to do two things. One is to understand how teaching and learning work,
using technologies, but even otherwise. And second is, how do we build learning environments? How do we build systems that improve learning and improve teaching? Okay, so it's a really small program. Now it's called the Center of Educational Technology. It's like any other academic program in IIT Bombay. We have a master's and a PhD program, and relatively new. आपको पता होगा ना, IIT Bombay started like almost 70 years ago now. So we just started less than 20 years ago. But it's going on so far. Okay, okay, great. Let me stand a bit here. So we have research. I'm not going to talk too much about the research except to say that we have some student-facing projects. So we work on improving students, what we call as disciplinary practices. So for example, if you are from engineering disciplines, you have to do a lot of design thinking, problem solving. That's what we mean by practices. If you are from maybe the core science departments, you may be doing, hypothesis testing, hypothesis generation. If you are from pretty much any discipline, some sort of problem solving is being done, some sort of synthesis is being done. That's what we mean by disciplinary practices. And we also have a set of teacher-facing projects that we call as TUTE, Teacher Use of Educational Technology. Most of this talk is going to be on that. And then we have more current focus areas called educational data analytics or learning analytics. You all heard of data analytics, no? Business analytics, data analytics. When you apply to learning and teaching, it becomes educational data analytics or learning analytics. And we discussed earlier, there's a lot of MOOCs on SWAYAM and NPTEL and IIT Bombay X that our department has participated in, and we do a lot of other things. I'll later talk about this online teaching. Oh, this doesn't have a, sorry, I thought it has a laser pointer. I kept trying to press it. No problem. No, it doesn't even have a, koi baat nahi. Okay. Like I said, what we mean by disciplinary practices is understand how people learn. So we create simulations, we create hands-on activities for children. And this is sort of the area which a lot of our PhD students work in. Okay. This is sort of very, this is home ground for all of you, very familiar for all of you. This is where we create frameworks and models for engaging learners, for making teaching and learning more effective. And I think I'm going to skip this and come a little bit here and then to the next thing. So of course, we have a large audience, so I'm going to do this slightly differently. I had done a similar program for a very small audience. So let's say, how many of you are from engineering disciplines? Ooh, large number. Then science, biology, physics, mathematics, okay? Social sciences, psychology, economics, you have a few. Psychology, okay. Sociology, psychology, economics and all. Anybody from language arts, linguistics, okay, a few. Pharmacy, healthcare, medical, that's usually low in NPTEL, I think. Anybody, design, management? Architecture, okay. Architecture and planning, management. Okay, so what I'm going to be, anybody else we have missed? Commerce, education, of course. Social science, sort of broadly. All right, so what we'll be discussing now is actually not at all focused only on one discipline. It's not that because we are in Indian Institute of Technology, this is only about engineering, though a large number of you are. And I think in today's talk, I won't even have that many examples. But it's good to know the spread. Okay, so the main question today is this thing in blue. Given the expectations of teaching today, given the expectations of our learners, how do we do it effectively? And I think that question is, it's burning, all of us. It's at the heart of what all of us do. The key thing is now we have new contexts, right? We have so many new contexts. I'll show you some contexts. And we as teachers, regardless of, how much white hair I have or how much on the other side of the age, how young I am, we have to still use principles, well-known robust methods and today's tools to adapt. That is the whole idea. So now let's get started. We are in 2026. this, I'm sorry, I've copied clearly. I've done what we tell students not to do, right? Copy paste something and forget to change something else. Okay, this is a talk I did 2 years ago. That's why it says 2024. Regardless, we are quarter century into the 21st century, right? 25 years into it. So there are a variety of modes in which we may experience teaching or learning. So question, have you taught in this mode? I know how many answers I'm expecting. Large, just show of hands. Large, stage. This is a former student, an alum of IIT Bombay. He now teaches at Flame University and he was doing a class. This is actually in IIT Bombay. There are 300 students in the audience. What's the largest you have taught? 70? 100? 500, okay. You know, all the way from, so, but the idea here is we have a podium, like I'm standing on right now. There's one teacher, usually at a height. There's a mic because there's a large number of people. There's height here. And we are teaching, usually we have slides. Okay, this is something we are all familiar with. Next one. Have you taught in a classroom or a mode like this? This is called, studio style. I think in architecture it's very common. In management it's common. Where do you have a room like this in your college? I'm thrilled. We have like maybe 2 or 3 rooms like this in IIT Bombay. Professor Nandita will agree. So this is called a studio style classroom. Usually there are round tables. This is something called Parimal and Pramod Chaudhary Center for Learning and Teaching. It's in IIT Bombay. And this can seat about 45 to 50 students. In addition to the studio style, you see a lot of screens here. You see 2 kinds of screens. You see screens here. Right? So there is one such screen close to each table, which a group of participants, learners on each table can work on it. And then you will see laptops here, here, there. So the way this is set up is a group of 3 learners work on a laptop. There's a lot of work we do on the computer during the class. And this is done for BTech classes, masters, PhD, all domains. This is not only to certain domains. Okay, so this is something that is becoming more common. Okay, next. Have you taught in this mode? When? Right, all right, moving on. The next one for this audience will be, I think there'll be more than 100%. You know, you'll all raise 3 hands. But for a general audience, it's not common. Have you taught in this mode? What is this? This is the NPTEL platform. Yeah? This is the NPTEL NOC, the main thing. So what the difference between this one and the previous one, what's the difference? This is real time, synchronous. It's called synchronous online teaching, where the learner, all the learners, the teacher, they're all together, same time, same place, on one link. Here, it need not be like that. There may be a few synchronous sessions, but it's largely what we call as asynchronous, where materials are put up and the learners, they go and download it, watch the videos, do the assignments, do the other interaction and all of that. There could be discussion forums. So both are online, but there is that major difference. Okay, last one. Have you taught in, actually before asking have you taught, what is special about this mode? Can you just look at all parts of the screen and see? It's what's called hybrid, yeah? Sometimes it's also called high flex, there's a slight difference. But you see physical, in-person learners. I couldn't get a picture from India, though we have it. And you see at the same time, learners logged in from elsewhere online. Okay, this is a very challenging mode to teach in because it's like teaching 2 different classes, whereas doing something like this is now people know how to do this pretty well. Okay, so the point of all this is we are in the 21st century and we need to be able to effectively teach in all of these modes. We have physical classes of 15 to 500. I think in IITB, the largest room we have is Convocation Hall, which has 1,000, but these days there are no classes there. Otherwise, our largest lecture halls are 350 and they're quite commonly used. And, you know, one of the faculty here said even 500. There could be different seating arrangements, different online synchronous, asynchronous, hybrid. Yeah, high flex is what happens is, hybrid is when, on Monday and Tuesday, for example, everybody comes to class. On Thursday, people attend online. So there is that flexibility. And the other one is where within the same room, there are people in person and online, like the previous one I showed you. Okay. Actually, is there a clock or something here? My watch isn't working. Or can you give me some, like 5 o'clock, or give me a hand raise, 5:15. Thanks, Ella. Okay. So learners have access to a wide variety of information and lots of attractive materials, right? Whether you may know with your students or with your children. This is a major thing today. 50 years ago, or even maybe 30 years ago when we were all students, who had access to the key information? Teacher, right? Their main role was they were the people who had access to the information. Now information is widely available. So what is the role of the teacher? Let's just explore that a little bit. Okay, so very quickly, if you have seen this, just say, okay, I've seen it, you can do it quickly. Think of one activity that you're very good at doing. You don't have to tell me anything. In fact, don't tell anybody. Just 30 seconds, any one activity. It can be academic, it can be a hobby, it can be sports, it can be something else. Music, arts, it can be anything. Okay, one activity you're very good at. Soch liya? We all know that, right? And think about why you're so good at this activity. Write down your top 3 reasons. Just write it, or in your mind, mentally you can write it down. Why are you so good at it? Don't have to tell me. I'm going to do some magic now. 2 to 3 reasons. Okay, so I'm going to guess. You'll know it's not magic. One of your reasons for excelling it would be practice. Experience or practice. How many of you have that? Repetition, practice, experience. You know, it could be playing the violin, it could be playing football, it could be crocheting something, it could be Sudoku. I'm taking non-academic examples, or anything. It could be problem solving. It could be writing an essay. But we have done so much of it. Right? We know that that is absolutely crucial to gain mastery. So the idea is that as learners, we develop mastery through doing practice. And we also reflect. Which means after we do it, either we say, this time my drawing didn't come out so good. Maybe I used the perspective wasn't okay. Or maybe I mixed the paints in a wrong proportion. If you have a teacher, all the more better, they will say, if you have a coach, for example, the football coach will say that, no, the angle at which you did something wasn't okay. So there's a lot of reflection after the practice. It's not mindless repetition. There is repetition, but there's repetition and reflection. So the point is, as a teacher, we must ensure that we provide our students sufficient opportunity to do that. Sounds completely fine, we are happy, we nod and all. But what happens almost like now, I'm just standing here, I'm just talking. I'm not really giving you opportunity to practice right now, right? I'm not giving you opportunity to reflect. That is what this says. It says that in the class, give students some opportunity to practice and reflect. Sounds great, but how do we do it? Especially when the curriculum is hanging, when my principal comes and says you haven't finished the syllabus, when the parents do something, when the exams come, right? The way we want to do this, the way we do it is, there are some techniques, okay? Some tools and techniques, some strategies and techniques, as well as technology tools that we can use to give sufficient practice for people in the classroom. Okay. I'm going to actually skip this. So this also goes by the name learner-centric pedagogy, okay? So one way is called, there'll be a little bit of jargon, but I think today it's important for all of us to know. You see this everywhere. So the main key point is, it's called active learning, and we need to know some active learning techniques, what it is not. So firstly, what it is. Anytime students do something in class that goes beyond the common things they do. What are the 2 common things students always do in class? Students talk? Backbenchers there. Otherwise, taking notes and listening. Right? At least the good, so-called good students, we think, do that. Our job is to make them do something different than that. If you want to do active learning well, make them go beyond listening and make them go beyond taking notes. In order to do that, as a teacher, before I come to class, I have to design activities that make them talk to each other, draw, think verbally, write, solve a problem, discuss with each other. I need to design it. It won't happen automatically. So if you want to do active learning, these are the two things you have to do. Okay. So how do we do it? There's two other things in active learning. This is a little important, but it's okay if we don't spend too much time. There are many known active learning techniques. And if they are based on theories of learning and if there's a lot of research in it, in the education domains, that's what we do. We sort of use theories of learning to design active learning techniques, and then we do studies. We do empirical data collection, data analysis. We show that actually learning is improving, that engagement has gone up. Active learning techniques, strictly speaking, should follow these two principles also. Okay, so quick thing. I don't know if this will work. I will check with my laptop. Suppose an instructor says, just wait, hold on. Suppose an instructor says that I often pause and ask my students, did you understand what I'm saying so far? Okay, or as an instructor, I allow students to interrupt whenever they want by raise of hands. Or I answer any question that the students ask. Is this active learning? Yes, no. Do you want to just now use the QR code and see? Let me see. Use the QR code or go to menti.com. Use your mobile phones, laptop, tablet, doesn't matter. Let me see, okay. If you're having trouble logging in, let me know. But no, people are responding, so I don't think. Your answers I can see on my laptop. I'm not showing it to you, but that's why I came here. Okay, there are about 30 people in the room. I'll wait till at least 20 have responded. Right now it's about 8. It's not scanning. You don't have network. Okay, so I do have 12 responses so far, but I'm sorry, network thing, it'll be hard for me to do something, but I can give you the slides. So let me just tell you what the distribution is kind of uniform, We can even do a show of hands if you want. How many, and I don't want to do a show of hands because I'm not interested in who's answering what. I'm more interested in the distribution. So I saw about 8 people say that yes, this is active learning. About 4 people say no, this is not active learning, and another 5-6 people say that you're not sure. Okay, so which means when there is a distribution like this, let us discuss it. If everybody has converged and it's what the teacher thinks is the right answer, you can actually move ahead without discussion. But there is not good convergence right now. So let's just look at it again. Look at what active learning says. Students go beyond listening, copying of notes, or doing prescribed procedures. Prescribed procedures is what students do in a lab. So if the teacher is doing these things, is the student doing anything beyond listening and reading, listening and writing? There itself, your definition of active learning has gone away. We are not saying these are bad. These are excellent. These are good. Please do it. But we are saying this is necessary but not sufficient. It's not sufficient because students are still, we don't know what they're doing. So I'll ask you a few other questions. With students, let's look at the second bullet. With students interrupt and ask doubts. The entire class does that? Curious ones, where are they sitting usually? Usually in front. I'm not saying always, you might find somebody there, but typically, okay. Usually these are the students who are also doing well in their academics, so they're very confident. Who gets left behind? Who is silent? Either they don't understand the subject, or they're introverted, or they're scared and shy. They feel, the people who are answering questions, they know so much more than me, I'll keep quiet. So it's kind of a self-perpetuating cycle. It doesn't mean they're poor students. It just might mean that at that point they don't want to answer questions or ask questions. It might mean that they're struggling. So if you simply say students can ask questions, it does not mean everybody will answer. On the other hand, if you do some sort of a vote like this, and you can do this even without Mentimeter, okay? I'll show you a couple of other ways you can do it. This way, within 30 seconds, 25 people had answered. It's good that I don't know who's answering because I don't want to know, I don't want the faces. It's anonymous, sometimes, or it's pseudo-anonymous. So we want to give opportunities for everyone to answer. That's one thing. Second thing is actually a worse problem. Suppose students say, yeah, I understood. Everybody says, I understood. There's a big danger there. Everybody thinks they understood, but come exam time, come homework time, oops, okay. And it's dangerous for the students also. I've told this story in many fora, so if you've heard this before, pardon me. So you've heard of Professor Richard Feynman. He was a physicist from last century actually. Very well-known physicist, Nobel laureate. He was supposed to be an excellent orator. So he goes to a university to give a talk and a lot of students go. One student falls sick and he stays back. So talk is over and the student's friend, his roommate, had gone to the talk and he comes back and he's telling the student who was unwell, it was such a fantastic lecture, oh, you missed it, Professor Feynman is great and all. So the student who missed the talk said, okay, what did you actually understand from the talk? So the student who went, he suddenly thinks, he keeps quiet for a minute, he thinks, he says, I understood that Professor Feynman knows a lot about his material. So it was a fantastic talk. He was inspired, which is important, but he didn't remember anything. So that is the danger. I'm not saying, Professor Feynman was bad or anything, but if you are a very good, charismatic lecturer, the possibility is that here in the classroom, everybody is like inspired, but they're not getting enough time to practice. That's the key point. Okay, so why active learning? This is just some data if you're interested. Active learning increases student performance in science, engineering, and mathematics. This came up about 10 years ago. This is not from one study. It is from 225 studies. So this is what's called a meta study. They analyzed 225 studies. This is US-centric, but I'm sure we can try to do something like this in India. They found that on an average, classes which do active learning have 0.5 standard deviations higher exam performance. Now, if you know a little bit of statistics, you know that to get a 0.5 standard deviation effect, the intervention has to be really, really strong. It's a very powerful effect if it's 0.5 standard deviations, which is average of half a letter grade. So if you have grades, it's like going from B- to B. Failure rates decreased, attendance decreased, and so on. Okay. So the rest of today, I think I'll just do a quick time check for myself. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. So the rest of today is how do we actually do active learning in different modes? Okay, that's the idea. And then I'll just leave you with a few resources. So we'll go back to the various modes we have. Remember this mode, the standard mode, let's take that. Assume you are also showing a video or playing an animation, which is very common. Right? Many teachers do that. So videos and animations are considered to provide many learning benefits. They're widely used by teachers. And what do we normally do with videos and animations? How do we show them? We play. What else do we do? We explain. Okay. And we say, are students engaged? Engaged. We think yes, because it's something new and video, picture speaks 1,000 words, video speaks 1,000 pictures, all those things. So it could be engaging. Do students learn the concept? We don't know. Okay. So there's a lot of research on this and we want it to be effective because we think that, look, it's being explained so beautifully. But we remember the whole thing we talked about 5 minutes ago on active learning. By showing a video, are we doing active learning? Yes, no, think. Are students doing anything more than watching and listening? That's all you have to ask. If they're only watching and listening, no active learning. So there's a lot of studies. This is one paper. We also have done something here, which says that potential benefits of visualization is lost if students merely watch it. Doesn't mean don't show it. It means if they only watch it and do nothing else, potential benefits are lost. So the answer is very simple. You marry active learning with videos. You just merge the two. Do I have it here? Yeah, okay. We can do one example later. So active learning strategies leads to improved visualizations. Active learning strategy with visualization leads to improved outcomes. So let's do one example. Okay, we'll take two examples. I'll take one from science and one from humanities or social sciences. So anybody from this side want to give me an example of a video you use? Just tell me in 2-3 lines, one line or so what. Not going to put anybody on the spot. Anybody here? Okay. I'll just repeat it. Say it out loud. I'll repeat it so that everyone. What is the video about and what subject? 1 second, sir. Let her speak, then I'll let you speak. Yeah. You need a mic? Okay, they're bringing a mic. You can.
I taught cloud computing to the engineering BTech student of 5th semester, and I put on the videos of NPTEL by Professor Ghosh sir from IIT Kharagpur for virtualization. So the students are very much aware about it and watching it.
Can you tell me what, sorry to interrupt, what happens in the video? The professor is explaining the topic?
Yes, the professor is explaining and giving the example by showing the diagrams. By
diagram of, give me an actual thing.
Virtual machine.
Virtual machine. Okay,
yes.
Let's take that. Okay. Now, the thing is, thank you. I just wanted one example. So what you can do in this thing is, maybe the professor explains it a little bit. You as a teacher, pause the video. This is the important thing. Pause it in between. Ask a what if question. For example, I don't know your domain, so I cannot use that example, but I'm going to do something very simple. Circuits, lights, wires, lights, switches, which we learn in 12th standard, circuits. You can ask, what will happen if I press this switch? What will happen to the brightness of the bulb? Or in chemistry, I'm just using high school examples. Yeah, but before, think of an experiment that goes with it. So it could be, what would happen if I mix this solution? The solution is clear. This solution is also clear. One is an acid, one is a base maybe, or one is something else. What will happen if I mix this? What will happen to the color? What will happen to the speed of an object if something changes? Ask what if questions. What will happen if in programming, you can say if I press, there's a program which is being compiled, what will happen to the output if I change this variable? Ask a what if, let students discuss, let them make predictions, and then show the rest of the video, depending on what the video is. So, sir, you were telling me about a video? Yeah. Just sit, please sit. You just... Uh-huh.
Their plant.
Okay, if you can use the mic, please. Yeah.
Lately, they are using animations plant like production of sulfuric acid because he's the king of chemicals.
Right. So can you think of a what if question in power plants, like what would happen if the pressure doubled? And a lot of videos have these things in it. They have a meter, so essentially they're like some experiments within the video, and you don't have to do it all the time. But any video or so, you can, or if there's a problem solving video, pause in between, let students discuss. It's enough if they discuss for 3 minutes or so. Two good things happen. One is everybody starts paying attention because now they are solving the problem, not just the person on the screen. Second is, if I make a commitment to an answer and then the answer is shown, let's say I thought that the bulb is going to become brighter. And then the person who's speaking on the screen says, what happens is something gets shorted and the bulb actually becomes less bright. I'll say, okay. And then my mind starts thinking. So you want to pause make students predict and then play the rest. Okay, this is one very simple way that all of you can use active learning when you show videos. Or put a simple multiple choice question, and I promised you that I will show you. You can do it with Mentimeter, and I promised you I'll show it without. Does anybody have can I borrow that sheet of paper, Bharti? And a pen. So pretty much everybody has everybody in your class either will have a piece of paper or just hand out paper, okay? And what you can ask students to do beforehand, or you can also do it, is fold it into 4. I'm just going to hold this. You can do it much better if you have sketch pen. I'm going to hold it here and maybe ask the gentleman in the last row. Can you see what's written here? No? How about in between? A. Okay. So with just a simple ball pen and writing on an A4 sheet paper, a class this big you can see. So A, on this side I have B, I have C, and I have D. Pose a multiple choice question, have everyone hold up an answer. Okay, I can actually show you an example in a moment. This has been done a lot. This is very quick, effective. If you use sketch pen instead of this, instead of a simple ball pen, even a classroom this big people can see. Okay, so thanks. Let me actually show you a video of that is working now. If I speak here, it's audible. Okay, so what I'm going to show you, it's actually funny. This is a coaching class, okay? Don't make fun. I mean, I also feel it's a coaching class, but it's for a non-profit organization. It's called Avanti, and they work with low-income children in cities like Bombay. Okay, so let's see, Avanti peer instruction, and this method is called peer instruction. Let me see, okay, if this comes up. Yeah, this is the one I want to show you. Just about.
New hire? I don't know, but he literally uses Excel.
इसमें कोई discussion नहीं होना चाहिए. No discussion. So here, in the first round, students are just thinking. 5 seconds. The colored paper they have. Okay, 1, 2, 3. एकदम सीधा ऊपर. So notice the wide spread. You have greens, you have orange, you have yellow. सीधा ऊपर करो. 5 Ds. 11 D. Okay. Now they ask students to discuss. Listen to the sound. So what happened here is that the second time the voting happened, 80% of the class converged. Okay? This whole thing took 3 minutes. The learning happens when they're talking to each other. try it. Don't do it all day. Just try it once. Initially, it will be a little, no, you may feel uncomfortable, but try it in a small class. I have done it in a class of 300, 350, and there's a lot of learning happens. Okay, so this is called peer instruction. So now let's go back to our slides and... Acha, PPT is running. Okay, let's look at a couple of other modes. There's a lot of resources. We'll share these slides with Bharti ma'am and she can share it with you. A lot of resources if you want to create your own thing. This is created by our department as well as the PPCCLT Teaching Learning Center. There are videos, 1 hour long videos on how you can, you can create it for your own. There's also what we call as, okay, it's not here right now. We have created what's called templates and worksheets where you can create your own questions for your class. Okay, so these resources are available. Okay, asynchronous MOOCs. How do we do active learning here? Suddenly I changed the mode, right? So here, what our department has done is come up with a model called learner-centric MOOC model or LCM model. And the LCM model is if as an instructor you follow the LCM model, then, or if in a class you take the LCM model, it's sort of, I can't say guarantees, but there is a higher chance that your learners will be more engaged and there's a, if there's a language issue, then there are resources available for them. So there are 2 websites I want to show. I think after this I'll just keep toggling back and forth. This is a Google Sites. This one. Okay, so if you want to move to teaching online and you want to do it effectively, if you want to include active learning, go to this OTeach site. Oh, I think I had a link right there. And this will sort of tell you principles of online instruction. It will have videos on, short videos on how you can do active learning online, how you can do effective learning online and so on. Okay, this is the second resource you can use. And time? Okay, time check. 2 minutes. I'm done after this. And finally, there is an NPTEL course itself. It's an 8-week course now called Designing Learner-Centric MOOCs. You can enroll in it if you want to learn the LCM model. Okay. And if you have actually created a MOOC and want to know is it really learner-centric, we have a framework, an evaluation framework that you can use. It's like a checklist. Okay, so basically what all these resources do is help you get your class to be more learner-centric regardless of what mode you're in. If you're in a synchronous online mode, you can use Mentimeter, Socrative, the examples that we did, and that's it. So they're basically, you see which mode you're teaching in, use the principle of active learning, get the requisite tools, and put your questions together. Yeah? Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Professor Sahana Murthy, ma'am, for that very insightful and valuable session. We request you to please accept a small memento. A round of applause, please. Thank you, ma'am. The next session is from Professor Santosh J. Garpure. Professor Santosh J. Garpure is from the Department of Chemistry at IIT Bombay and currently holds the Rashikal Hemani Fragrance and Flavor Chair Professorship. He has completed his MSc from IIT Bombay and has earned his PhD from IISE Bangalore. He has also held a postdoctoral position at Indiana University Bloomington before joining IIT Madras and later IIT Bombay. Professor Garpure has served as professor in charge of SIGN, IIT Bombay's Technology Business Incubator, and is currently the Dean Faculty Affairs. His research focuses on organic chemistry, including natural and unnatural product synthesis, new synthetic methodologies, and industry-relevant problems. His numerous honors include the INSA Medal for Young Scientist, B.M. Birla Science Prize, CRSI Bronze Medal, Excellence in Teaching Award at IIT Bombay and IIT Madras, the INSA Teachers Award, Fellowship of the Royal Society of Chemistry, and recently Fellowship of the National Academy of Sciences, India. Sir, we request you to kindly come on stage.
Good afternoon. Let me begin by congratulating all of you because I understand that the session here of NPTEL is for stars, right? So you have earned your star by participating in this particular activity and doing exceedingly well in the chosen task, basically. Now that you are stars and you are associated with IIT Bombay in a certain way, I thought I will use these next 10-15 minutes to kind of give you more flavor about IIT Bombay and how you can continue to further work with IIT Bombay if you choose to do so, right? So that's the idea of giving you some glimpses of what all things IIT Bombay offers. Many of you are aware that IIT Bombay historically has been an undergraduate institution, right? As a well-known undergraduate institution for the BTech. But many of you may not be aware that today, if you see the student demography of IIT Bombay, actually we are more of a postgraduate institute in terms of number than undergraduate institute. That doesn't take away that we also do cater to undergrads and that the brightest of the brightest do come here. But we also cater to a lot of postgraduate students, masters and PhDs. In fact, the last couple of years, we are hitting almost 500 PhD degrees in every convocation, close to that over the year. So that's one of the largest numbers of PhDs given in a single convocation, probably in terms of STEM institutes, if I were to just look at that, right? So it's a fairly large research organization as well. So we have about close to 14,000 students. Exact number will be slightly here and there because the new batch of students have joined, the older ones have graduated. So the precise number, I'll get it maybe next week or the week after that. But give or take, we are 14,000 students. Like I said, almost 60% of them are now postgraduate students. Now, obviously, these are distributed across various entities, right? So we have 33 academic departments where the faculty members are placed, 770 faculty members, distributed across these 33 academic units. But if you look at number of centers, that number will be close to 83, 84. Right? So there is a lot more activity which is happening beyond conventional departments, schools, centers, right? So that is the kind of level of activity. Now, obviously, it will be impossible for even somebody like me who is insider, Dean of Faculty Affairs, dealing with 770 faculty members and counting, to know about each and every single aspect at the detail that is expected, right? By spending a lot of time in the institute over the decade and more, we do get to know about it, but I will try not to give you all of it, but some glimpses of it with the focus that how you can connect. Now, obviously, first connection point for you is any of these 83 entities, in these departments are there. So those of you, I understand most of you are teachers in a certain way, professionals in other spheres. So how do I connect and continue this association that you have gained with IIT Bombay through NPTEL over the years, in coming years as well? So those of you who are researchers, you can connect with us. Obviously, try to explore collaborative opportunities by approaching the departments. One of the ways in which you can connect with IIT Bombay for your own research is using our facilities. IIT Bombay has heavily invested in very high-end equipment over the last decade or so. In fact, in last 3-4 years itself, we would have put in almost 600 odd crores or maybe more on the high-end equipment. Once one industry friend of mine called me and said, Santosh, do you have such and such instrument? I said, I'm not aware of it, but believe you me, if you find out that any faculty colleague in his or her research uses this equipment, and if they find that yes, this instrument will be very, very vital, and they come to management, probably we will find a mechanism of creating that facility. So that's the kind of confidence we had that we are able to add. Obviously, nobody does research on it. There is no point in adding that equipment, but we were able to create facility of that type so that no research gets support that is required for achieving certain level of proficiency. In terms of instrumentation, we should not be curtailed. So that was the motivation for us. And then we would have invested close to 1,000 crore, if I may, over the last decade or more in high-end equipment. So these are about 180 odd facilities. And I'm talking about these are under single umbrella of what we call today as CSIF. Some of you may be aware of SIF, SAFE, SAIF, and so on. This CSIF entity within the campus is Central Sophisticated Instrument Facility. Best part of it is it's almost like a single window today. You don't have to run around. And this is also available through iSTEM portal of Government of India, where all the equipment are in one single platform. So it makes your life also very easy to approach. But obviously, you can connect directly to the facility as well. Now that you know IITB from inside, you can always connect with any of the entities that where you need support from and get your work done there as well. Another way in which you can connect for research with IIT Bombay is there are many, 3 science academies of the country come together and they run this summer internship program. Now, the moment we say internship, we always think it's meant only for the students. But that's not correct. Even faculty members can actually apply for those. If you can spend a couple of months or let's say 6 weeks even for that matter, the exact duration you can check with the website of the academies. But if you get selected in that, you can actually come here, spend time in a research laboratory being associated with a faculty member, and chalk out some research problem statements that one can work on, right? So even those kind of opportunities are available where you will be working in IIT during your vacation period and be associated with research programs. Many times you can actually discuss with the mentor in IIT Bombay the type of research projects which will be a combination of what you are primarily doing and how they can be also working with you, right? There are many other initiatives. Suppose you want to do PhD, there is a program where faculty members from other institutes can come and register for PhD under the guidance of a faculty member within IIT Bombay. Like I said, 33 academic units. So you have plenty of options. I would say that most of the domains are covered. No matter what domain you are coming from, most probably you may find a researcher working in that domain which may be of your interest. If you are an industry professional, you want to collaborate with IIT Bombay today welcomes industries with open arms. In fact, the facility where we are sitting, Research Park or Aspire Foundation, is created with that particular idea. That most of the time industries work outside academic domains. Academia are very reluctant to work with industries, thinking that profit is not our motivation. But bigger problem statements cannot be taken up because of the siloed approach. And places like Aspire, places like Research Park allows industry to come and set up their teams here. They set up their shop inside academic setup in Research Park, so long as they collaborate with IIT Bombay students and the faculty members. So this creates a seamless bridge where industry continues to work on their problems, but closely with academic setup and leverage the expertise available, the cutting edge research that happens at the frontier in IIT Bombay. Industries can leverage it to their advantage and make use of this kind of a facility. This is for the top end industry, but you are, suppose, a faculty member working in engineering schools, working on technology ideas, and you think that your technology idea is patentable or is already patented, and you think you want to take it to the market through a startup. IIT Bombay again can assist you, because we have a technology business incubator called Sign. Coincidentally, I was a professor in charge of that entity for 6 years. So I can confidently tell you that the type of facility that our incubator provides for entrepreneurs are best in the business so far as academic sector incubators are concerned. In fact, they say proof of the pudding is in eating it. So if you look at the first unicorn from any academic sector incubator, that Sign is the first incubator from academic sector who gave the first unicorn. Even though we have 120 odd unicorns in India, from academic sector, first one came from Sign. The two IPOs from academic sector incubator, one is Idea Forge, the other one is SEDEMAC, and these are like two ends of the spectrum. Idea Forge is a student-driven startup, whereas SEDEMAC is a faculty-driven startup. A faculty colleague from mechanical engineering working on his research in fuel injection control systems took that research idea through startup to the two-wheeler market. Now they are OEM for more than 4 million odd vehicles, or maybe more. I'm probably getting the number, some zero one side or the other probably, right? But they are listed on the stock exchange. This is the first faculty-led startup to list from the country. So those kind of ideas going on to the market listing is a serious validation of the support that incubators offer for these startup ideas, right? Again, lot of research-led ideas, even in healthcare. Your Attenberg company, what you are familiar with, it's a student-led entrepreneurship idea which has gone to the market today. Again, a science startup in that sense. But it is not that just we are supporting ideas coming out of IIT Bombay. Anybody who has a technology-based idea, we do support them. And in fact, if you look at 350 odd companies that Sign had supported over the last 2 decades and more, a good 60% or 50% of those today are ones which are even non-IIT. So it's not that we are meant only for IIT Bombay. We are open for anybody who has good technology-based idea. Of course, the bottom line is technology-based idea, because that's our forte. So that component has to be strong. The focus is more and more towards deep science, deep technology, rather than run-of-the-mill startups. Because there are many incubators who can support those. There are very few incubators who will be having the wherewithal to support the deep tech, deep science, or technology-based ideas. And Sign has been focusing on that part from ecosystem point of view. So it doesn't matter whether you are directly in IIT Bombay or not. You have to have a good idea, and then Sign will be able to support. And support is of all type, right from access to facilities of Sign as well as IIT Bombay through Sign, funding, mentorship, space, you name it, and those kind of support ideas are available from Sign, our incubator. So these are the key modes of engagement with IIT Bombay. I mean, I can keep going on and on, but I know that we have time limitation. So I thought that instead of me talking more about these ideas, I thought I will leave it open for you to ask me a few questions and then see where the interest lies from your perspective, that I want to engage with IIT Bombay in some particular way, and I'll try to address to the best of my ability whatever question you may have. Please. Yeah.
Hello, I am Aditi Sontake from Thakur School of Architecture and Planning, Mumbai. Sir, currently I'm pursuing my PhD from PP Savani University, Surat. And generally, from my college at least, my background is architecture background, and from my college, we are facing some publication issues. Like for PhD, we need Scopus publication. So how IIT Bombay can help? Can IIT Bombay can help in this?
So in terms of publication, you need access to facilities, for example.
Okay.
So you want to collect some data for the experiments that you would have done, samples which may require certain type of data. You can approach CSIF and you will be able to get help there. If you get stuck in a particular research idea where problem solving becomes difficult, if you find from IIT Bombay's website who all are the people who are working in that research domain, you can try approaching those faculty members and see if you can set up a meeting with them, request them to give some inputs on the research problem that you may have. Provided that they find that problem interesting enough and they are open to work with you, they may be able to give you an idea or two. So that is another possibility that I can think of, where you may be able to get inputs on the ideas. Hopefully that ideas discussion may translate into research problem solution, which can be publishable in the Scopus journal kind of a thing, right?
Yes. But few of my colleagues, their paper is ready, research paper is ready, but again, we are facing some issues in publication. So Scopus publication.
I understand, but I'm not too sure whether the only way I can think of is that you'll have to approach faculty members in that kind of a thing, and if they can mentor you, give you inputs after reading the manuscript as to what needs to be improved in that manuscript. So that kind of input may be possible, but you'll have to approach those faculty colleagues directly. Any thoughts anybody has? I see a colleague of mine, very senior one. You want to take a dig at that?
But there are some of us who hold short workshops or whatever in how to write a paper and how to do the research for it and so on. So listening to you, I can see that even a one morning workshop on how to write a paper and get it published would be a very useful thing to do, and there are lots of people who can volunteer to do that kind of stuff. Even PhD students would be very good to do it.
Absolutely.
And this could also be done online. Yeah. So you're asking, how can I get a paper published, right?
Yes, sir.
By making it good and having the research good and having your results which are valid and having and going for peer-reviewed journals who will vet the paper. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's the only way. I mean, we all are doing the same.
In fact, I can add this, that now that NPTEL team is here, maybe this could be one of the topics that you can add in your repertoire, taking help of faculty colleagues from IITs on the session that, Yeah.
So I can add to this. One of my former students is now faculty at IIT Delhi in the School of Policy, and we developed a series of talks on how to do research and publish it, right? So maybe that's a course, short course that we could run on e-yantra, which I'll be speaking about now. And that could satisfy. See, you just want to know how to publish a paper.
Yes.
Means which is the journal I should choose. How should I bring the quality of the paper to a point that the reviewer, that whoever the peer reviews are, will accept it. And basically, I have to learn how to do my prior art, means see what all work is happening in this area, and then be able to write something which gets accepted by my peers.
Yeah.
Which is what research is all about. Yeah. Right? So we can do this kind of stuff.
Yes. Absolutely. And how to find the right journal, that too index journal, that is also a challenge.
So that can very well be part of this kind of this kind
that's
of
part of it. That's the most important thing.
Exactly.
Actually.
Yes, exactly.
Right? If you pitch too high, you'll be very disenchanted. If you pitch too low, it's of no point. And then you have all the racketeering, paid journals and all that which you should keep away from. So all these things can go into a short course.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Any other? Yes.
of science.
That library will be able to help you with that. If you are having your startup in Sign, then they will be able to help you with that. But if you are going as an individual faculty members, I think you should reach out to our library. Library facilities are available for access by the other institute faculty colleagues. And that way you can directly approach our library.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Professor Mamta from Ghanchyamdas Saraf College. So in January also I had come in the STAR workshop.
Okay.
Therein you had spoken about this sign. So two of my students had actually, applied on that portal and later on in the month of March, IIT Mumbai had this Honeywell workshop sustainability challenge wherein they had won. So they had applied in sign, but there has been no reward. So how we can go about it?
Maybe you can just flag it to me through your NPTEL team, and then I'll check with Sign team.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You can always drop an email to the Sign team, to their CEO or professor in charge.
Okay.
If you do not get response in a reasonable time, you can always write to them. And I know that since I was in charge there for 6 years, we used to make it a point to respond back when we get these kind of queries. Because believe you me that the number of applications which come there, it is one of those challenges. It's very difficult to figure it out, how to respond to each one of those in a timely fashion. But hopefully Sign team will get to that. But if something is very interesting, you can always directly write to them.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Sir, I am Aman Pandey and I am an industrial professional. I am working with Capgemini Invent currently. I am an Indian Institute of Management graduate. So I completely believe in upskilling and I do periodic courses. I have published few good research papers.
Okay.
So I am from Bombay, so I just want to collaborate with IIT Bombay. I just want to visit frequently. So what are the ways I can pursue research-related areas, and I just keep upskilling, visiting, and meeting faculties.
So if you are already in the industry, you try and figure out a way of collaborating with a faculty colleague where you will bring some research statement from industry, bring in some sort of a project to work with IIT Bombay. That's a surefire way of working very closely with a faculty member. That also allows you to come on the campus. Of course, you already have figured out one way of doing more and more NPTEL courses, and you get opportunity to come every certain duration at least, right? But going beyond, we have, I think already one of my colleague, she spoke about education outreach. Did Usha talk about these courses that IIT Bombay offers, EPGD courses, and okay. So education outreach is one of the important activities of IIT Bombay, where we do offer specialized courses which are not degree type of courses per se, but specialized on the topic. So for example, you are working in one industry, you can look for these courses on offer. There are many people in, for example, faculty colleagues in C-Mind, they offer courses on AI related thing. You can register for that. That allows you to keep interacting with these faculty colleagues. You choose the topic of your interest, and if you have a group of people, you can actually approach also a certain faculty members teams who will create a module tailor-made for you. For example, we had done, Nandita, myself and a colleague from chemistry department, we had done course for industry who asked us that we want a few of our team members being trained on these type of modules. So we structured one program, fine-tuned it by discussion specifically for these industry professionals and delivered it through our education outreach office. So that is another way in which that kind of engagement can happen. Now, obviously, in IIT, so many events, conferences, lectures that keep happening. You try to get the access to those, and then you will be able to attend those lectures and keep upgrading yourself in the chosen domain that you are interested in.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So myself, Dr. Bipasha. I have completed my MTech and VLSI and the second one in electrical power system. I am from GH Raisoni College, Jalgaon. Sir, then I have completed my PhD in electrical and electronics engineering. Means it has been going hybrid day by day. And recently I was working with my students on a project, and it was a solar related project with some hydrogen, oxyhydrogen effluency. So I wished to pursue my postdoc in that, but with a reputed institute like yours. So if I want to go for postdoc, what are the various methods, how I can get linked to IIT Bombay if it is possible?
Sure. We have a very strong, I mean, not being boastful, but I can actually say that we have one of the strongest postdoctoral program amongst IITs also, supported by our institute, which is called Institute Postdoctoral Fellowship. Close to 400 postdoctoral fellows are actually working in the institute. Like I said, distributed across these 33 academic units, working with the faculty colleagues in the chosen domain. So you can explore that as an option. Obviously, there is a little bit of limitation because these are aimed at students who have graduated within last 2 years. Right, so only those students are given this opportunity to become institute postdoctoral fellows. And then there is also age limit and so on, because we are looking at these as professionals who will probably go into academic setup at a later point. After graduation, PhD, then postdoctoral exposure, and they may go to academics. They may also go to industry. But keeping that in mind, we have chosen our criteria. But suppose you have spent good amount of time post PhD, a new scheme that we are coming out with is a research scientist position, which will allow somebody who has spent, let's say, more than 5 years, but are professionals and want to continue doing some research projects, they can be chosen under this scheme. And they can work with IIT Bombay in a given research lab for close to 3 years, 1 year and plus 2 years upon satisfactory performance and so on. Those kind of openings also are possible. You can also work on research projects which may have postdoctoral openings. And there are quite a few of those, because what I am telling 400 is number coming only from institute support. But there are more than 200 postdoctoral fellows working on industry or sponsored projects. So you can see that many professionals do postdoctoral research, and their age limit is not a major concern, because these are meant for doing specific tasks. So they will be open for people with certain expertise, rather than only career progression towards academics or a certain type of industry. So those opportunities also keep getting advertised on our website, main IIT Bombay webpage also, as well as IRCC Industrial Research Consultancy Center, which is hosting Dean R&D's office. So their website also has a lot of these
So could you repeat that website?
IRCC, Industrial Research Consultancy Center. Okay, so I got the signal that time is up. So once again, congratulations and all the best for all your future endeavors. Good luck.
Thank you, Professor Garpure, for that insightful session. Can we please have a round of applause for Sir for all the insights he shared with us? Thank you. Our next session is from Professor Kavi Arya. Dr. Kavi Arya is a former professor of computer science and engineering at the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. He has served from 2000 to 2025. He holds a BSc Honours in Computing Science from the Imperial College London and an MSc and PhD in Computation from the University of Oxford. He has also worked at IBM's T.J. Watson Research Center, New York, before returning to India. He is best known as the founder and principal investigator of the E-Yantra project, a Ministry of Education initiative that has trained over 250,000 engineering students across India in robotics, embedded systems, AI, drones, chip design, and advanced engineering skills through project-based learning. Over his career, Dr. Arya has worked at the intersection of technology, education, innovation, and national capability. He has also served on the advisory and governing bodies of institutions including the CDAC, the NABARD, the FICCI, Jammu and Kashmir Higher Education Council, and Mumbai First. He currently serves on the executive board of Mumbai First and is the co-convener of the Mumbai Sustainability Forum. His current interests focus on developing scalable models for talent development, innovation, ecosystems, and technology-led national building. Sir, we please welcome you on stage.
Yes, sir. You can use the slider and I'll give you.
Good evening, everyone. I am in an unenviable position of holding you from running off home. It's pretty late, and I think all of you must be quite tired. But compliments for being here and for being stars of the NPTEL program. It should be very interesting, and I'd be very interested to know what your reaction is to what I have to tell you today. So I've been a professor of computer science, and what I used to teach is embedded systems, which is how to build machines with intelligence inside. This is from way back in the 2000s I used to do it. And one of the earliest jobs that I had at IIT Bombay was to help set up the distance education program with the Professor Phatak in 2001. We felt that the country lacks enough good teachers, and good teachers are spread across the country, not only in the IIT system. So can we make them accessible to more students? So we had a VSAT-based system we pioneered in 2002, and that has become now the CDEEP. And I think NPTEL has also borrowed a lot of interesting lessons from that. But when I tried to teach embedded systems in that, right, in 2005, I think it was an utter failure. Utter failure. Then I realized that engineering is, through distance education, you can convey theory, but not practice. And engineers are basically mistris, right? वो लोग हाथ से काम करते हैं. And हाथ से काम करके, घिस के, they get a sense of judgment of how materials behave, how electronics behave. And we are basically like plumbers and carpenters, but of a slightly higher order, in the sense that we like to believe at least. Okay, but they make tables and chairs and all that kind of stuff, woodwork, and we make things like computers and rockets and all that kind of stuff. So we should be even more rigorous, right? But when I see a good carpenter at work, I realize that we are missing a lot of that lagan and that judgment that these kind of guys have. If you've seen a good carpenter at work in your house, and you'll have also realized that this kind of knowledge cannot be passed on in a classroom. So we've missed the plot as far as this goes. If you look at any knowledge in life which is nuanced, whether it is law, whether it is accounting, whether it is science, whether it is plumbing, carpentry, dance, music, complex things, they can never be conveyed in a classroom. It has to have something more. And like what happens in a Bharatanatyam class, okay? You go there and the senior students are training you. And what are they doing? Basic forms. By practicing the forms, you are learning dance. Dance comes inside you. Same thing in medicine, internship for doctors and all that kind of stuff. Why are we doing things differently? Okay? And the guru comes only once in a while to give you meta-gyan. Stage कैसे use करने का, mythology stories क्या है, इस form के अंदर what is the secret of doing it properly and seeing whether your lining is perfect and all that. That's the way gyan has to be conveyed. And we have been mahir in this for millennia through something that's called a Guru Shishya Parampara. Mentorship, which is how anything should be taught really. Classrooms is not the way to do it. So this has come, so I'll talk a little bit about Yantra, which tries to convey that this is the way teaching learning should happen, and we've been doing it very successfully over the last 15 years through this very indigenous paradigm that we've developed at IIT Bombay. I won't say developed, it's been there for the last thousands of years, but we've just given a new modern roop to it, and that's called Yantra. So we've gone beyond training students in embedded systems, robotics and all that. What is the purpose of it all? The purpose is that the person should go out there and solve problems. Right? That's what we really want. We want people with empathy who will go out there and solve problems. So that is what eYantra has tried to build. So the problem that we are trying to tackle is this, that our economy is growing phenomenally. And when I used to ask people that it took us 50 years to become $1 trillion economy, trillion, that means $1,000 billion, 2007, right? Took us $1 trillion economy, where you are seeing, you know, foreign cars on the road and you're seeing more expensive houses, people are eating out more and this and that. So I ask everybody, how long will it take us to become $2 trillion, twice as wealthy as a nation? Right? Because at 1 trillion, you're seeing malls across the place in 2007. Twice as wealthy, how long will it take us? Any guesses here? 10 years? 10 years? 15 years and so on? We actually became that in 7 years. That means 2014. And then it took us 3 years to become 3 trillion. Now we are almost at about 5 trillion. और इसका असर क्या है? असर क्या है that as we have money in our pockets, our behavior changes. You don't see labor on the road making roads, right? You see JCBs and all that. Nobody has time, right? And so the fact is that जो हकीकत हुआ करती थी about 20 years ago, 30 years ago in the way that you think, a garib person thinks very different from the way a rich person thinks, because rich person, time is money, right? You want to do things fast, okay? So as a result of that, new opportunities are arising which never used to arise, which were never there before. So the only piece of advice I give my students is that, unfortunately, the last people to learn anything, to take career advice at least, is your parents. Because they will ask you to do a bank ka naukari or become IAS officer and all that, which is the wrong thing to do, especially nowadays. Because there are huge opportunities out there. So you can see huge local demand for products and services, but we don't have anybody to build them for us. Because all our engineers are really clerical officers. They know only how to pass exams, which is an utterly useless knowledge, as you know, okay? And there's a huge opportunity in manufacturing, China +1, the world is looking at us. Indigenous invention, anything that you make locally, you can make it for 1/8 of the cost of an import. I spent a year with Mahindra & Mahindra in 2007 as the chief technology officer for 1 year. I went on Leon from IIT Bombay. You can take sabbatical or go on Leon and so on. There, for instance, I saw in a Scorpio plant in Nasik, वो एक machine, Scorpio का दरवाजा ढा, it opens and closes it 1 million times. And they bought it for 35 lakhs. I said, what nonsense. My kids can build it for 3 lakhs. Right? Then I saw another machine, which is an autonomous, steer-by-wire system, where a Scorpio has to be taken around a test track, dhar, suspension is hit, and it's autonomously driven because now a driver doesn't have to get hammered. Okay, that they bought from the UK for about 2.5 crores. I said, my students can build it for 25 lakhs. Anything I've touched since then, it's a magic number. You can build it here for 1/8 of the cost. But our students are not equipped to do so. Because not only do you need the gyan to build it and the experience, but you need something else which we don't inspire our students with, something called empathy. That means that if a problem exists out there, it's my job to solve it. No, my job is to get the degree and get a job or run away abroad, if I can. Right? Ye problem mera nahi hai. Okay. So all these things need to be addressed. But unfortunately, we are sitting on an amazing potential energy called youngsters. Half our population below the age of 30. Potential energy is like a nuclear bomb, right? Unless you harness it, that nuclear bomb can cause a lot of harm, which is exactly what is happening in Delhi at the moment. These are all symptoms. These are all symptoms of a large number of youth who are not given the opportunity. And I think we all are responsible for that, okay? And so large number of engineers, they have no skills. Jobs are under threat now. Anything which is legacy, which is being done now, can be done tomorrow by automation, right? So jobs are coming down in number. All the Godagiri jobs are disappearing. So what do? I asked a young journalist, and she told me, I said, your job must be sort of quite challenging because internet, all these bots can can pick up these stories and deploy them as news. So you must be very threatened. She says, no, sir. The fact is that my job is to find out new stories. And if I'm on the beat, talking to people, engaging with them, going to various places, I can discover new stories which don't exist. And AI can't do that. So what is the moral of the story? Anybody who creates knowledge or discovers new services, discovers new products, discovers new things, is going to win in tomorrow's world. And ideally, they should do it with the help of AI, because with the help of AI, they'll be able to discover more things than people who don't have the gyan of AI, right? So we need to now very urgently train our kids in automation and AI and entrepreneurship also, right? Entrepreneurship is fundamental. It's a given. Whether you are employed or you are not employed, entrepreneur. If I want to employ a faculty member or an employee in my company, I don't want to go for, do this, do this, do this, do this. I don't want to micromanage them. They should be sensitive enough to see that my department or my business, मुझे वहाँ लेके जाना है. And they should come up with ideas as to how to take it there, rather than me doing all the thinking and saying, you just do what I'm asking you to do. That's not the right way. Okay. So I've told you about Yantra in a nutshell, what we've been trying to do. It's dressed up. It's dressed up like a robotics initiative. But that is just the kind of Trojan horse through which we push a lot of good stuff. Robotics बोल के सब लोग excited हो जाते हैं. And in that excitement, we give them much more than they had bargained for, especially young people. So that's what we are all about. So I went to a conference, Robotics in Education. I go every year. In Europe, they have it. And all the other faculty colleagues there talk about, robotics, how they're training their students in groups of 15 and 20 and this and that. And when I say that we train them in 2,000 at a time, they cannot believe me. So I've realized that we are what UPI is to finance, eYantra is to scalable robotics training, because we've cracked the formula for that. So this gentleman, Jérôme Laplace, his name was, he was the head of a robotics company in the south of France, says, these are the skills that we are looking for, right? In our engineers, mechanical design, mathematics, electronics, power, low-level programming. So you can see they are looking for something like a Renaissance engineer, जिसको सब चीज़ का ज्ञान है, right? सब चीज़ का ज्ञान है, from software to networking to electronics to power and all that kind of stuff. And he says, but most important of those things are things like mathematics. They have to have a strong mathematical base. They should know about control systems, fundamental gyan. They should know about high-level programming, tools like ROS and all these kind of things, synchronous, asynchronous programming, bit of networking, computer vision. If you have all these things in a guy, I will hire him. No problem. I'm looking for these kind of people. Then I realized eYantra is actually training kids in these kind of skills at scale. So what is eYantra? I've only after leaving or retiring last year, I realized what we really are. So eYantra is based on 4 pillars on which the entire project rests. One is to do purposeful engineering. Engineering को कुछ काम का होना चाहिए. Society के लिए, किसी के लिए, it should answer some need, right? And it's based on mentorship, right? I'll explain what this means. Mentorship means faculty are mentoring students, senior students are mentoring junior students, right? Like you have in an akhada, right? Seniors are patkoing juniors and teaching them about wrestling, and the guru comes now once in a while and says, this is the right way to do it, okay? Which is how education should be. So you should have education akhadas basically, which we call labs. So we have this notion of eYantra labs and rigor through reality. So we don't give you everything you need to solve the problem. We give you a constrained environment and you have to deliver a perfect result with a constrained environment. And that's exactly how industry is. In industry, you're not given everything that you want and the best sensors and the best motors and the best, it's too expensive. ये तुमको दे रहे हैं, इससे काम चलाओ, पर मेरे को ये solution चाहिए. That's how real life is. And real life should be there in the classroom. And lastly, collective impact. That means that it should be inclusive, it should be available to everybody, and you create capability for societal good. And then I realized that there are Sanskrit words that apply to these things, पर हम किसी को बोलते नहीं हैं, क्योंकि politician पकड़ लेंगे हमको फिर, right? So the first thing is purposeful engineering is dharma-based engineering or problem solving. Do what is right and is needed. Mentored apprenticeship, from the beginning of time, Guru Shishya Parampara, then rigor through reality is Jugaad in a very positive way. And the last thing is Loka Sangraha. Right? Then I thought this is great. Now we have an indigenous paradigm that we can talk about. So Yantra is a teacher. The secret sauce is project-based learning. Everybody is a learner, faculty, students, everybody. It's low cost, it is scalable, it is democratic. In our very complex competition, so we train students through a competition which is 7 months long. It's quite intense. And the first stage of the competition is inside a simulator where they have to solve a problem that we give them. But we train them all the way through. Okay? So they've solved a problem inside a simulator. After that we say, now solve it with the real hardware. And then we give them free hardware. And then they solve it. And then they become engineers in the process. But we've come up with a very scalable paradigm. And we teach hard skills like engineering, but more important skills like how to work with people, team management, time management, critical thinking, creativity, all these kind of things, wo घिस के बंदा सीख जाता है सब. Okay? And so what are the outcomes? The outcomes are we've trained about 250,000 students over the last 14 years. Whoever we have touched gets placed at 50 to 100% higher salaries because they have practical exposure. They go into an interview, he says, "Tumne kya kiya life mein?" He just describes what he's done with the yantra and he gets a job. Or they go for higher degrees to the good universities, or they do startups. I'll give you an example. These are a few of the startups like Goat Robotics and Surveyan and Heavens Limited. And, you know, in NESCO every year, there's a huge automation conference which is happening now. Last 4 days it's been happening. NESCO in Goregaon. And one of our alumni called Muthu, right, had a stall. He had a stall there last year. He has a stall this year. I've just come from that place. And on my way here, I put up these photographs in my slide. So Muthu Vangaliyappan has this company called Goat Robotics. He was a competition winner in 2012. The prize we give is a 6-week internship at IIT Bombay, where it's like a LBS academy for IAS officers. Na? We treat them like leaders. और नकल करते करते उनको leadership की अकल भी हो जाती है. Right? In the sense that we give them a technically challenging problem to solve. And then along with that, we give them lectures on geopolitics and geoeconomics and all that. Like we actually get Admiral Anil Chopra, who is the chief of Western Naval Command, retired now. He comes and talks to them about geopolitics. जब तुम बंदे को इतने प्यार से और इतने ध्यान से treat करते हो, right? What you want them to become, they start becoming. It's wonderful to see that transformation. That if you treat a person with respectful, then they become worthy of respect. Okay? And Muthu was one of those guys. And we had a 5-day workshop on entrepreneurship at that time, 2013, by a friend from Copenhagen Business School. He showed that you don't have to be an Agarwal or a Bansal to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is a muscle, right, which you have to discover and exercise. And then you can also be an entrepreneur. Okay? There's a technique to it. There's a skill to it. And so after that, sir, I'm going to do startup. I said, Muthu, promise, tum naukari nahi karega. Tum udhar jaake either higher degree or entrepreneurship. He said, yes, sir, and all that. So he goes. And a few years later, I find that he had 1 year later graduated, joined Bosch for 2 years, and then he started his robotics company in Coimbatore, which was soon selling mobile security robots to companies in Singapore. Bellboy robots to 7-star hotels. And now he's got this logistics company which is doing totally autonomous robots for managing logistics in a warehouse. And his robots are made in Coimbatore. And the other day I went 2 months ago to Coimbatore. They were just moving out from a 5,000 square foot office to a 30,000 square foot factory. And I had the occasion to meet his parents who I had not met. And you won't believe it. They are dhoti-clad farmers from Dindigul who had no clue what their son is doing and where he's reached. Right? But they were very proud of him. And I was delighted to see it. And even in the finals of the Yantra competition, we get kids from things like APC Rai Polytechnic in Jadavpur, West Bengal, beating the hell out of the IITs and coming to the finals. And that just shows that it's totally democratic. Agar bande mein honar hai, lagan hai, persistence hai, we can take him to heights. Okay, so that's who we are. And anyway, the rest is just detail. 14 years, 250,000 students, 3,000 colleges, lots of internships. We've established 600 e-yantra labs, call them akhadas if you like, where this transformation is constantly happening. And we have 3 main initiatives. One is a lab that we help you establish in a couple of months. Then there's skilling through the competition, which happens every year. Skilling is future skills, like how to build and fly a drone to solve a problem, collaborative robotics, chip design through FPGAs and all these kind of things. And then there's the innovation challenge. So the competition is a structured problem that you have to solve. Structured. We give you the problem and then we give you the skills to solve it. Okay? Unstructured, which is the innovation challenges, tum societal problem leke aao bahar se. Whether it's in agriculture, smart cities, whatever it is. And then we will put you through a process where you'll discover and articulate the problem, and then you'll build a prototype and learn how to pitch it to an investor. Okay, we don't expect you to become an entrepreneur, but the process is important. So you'll make a good employee also. So wo karte hain. There are numbers of people that we've taught online basically, right? Thousands of them. So it shows you that scalable. Online you can train them in very, very complex skills. There's no limit. And this is how we train them. I wonder if this thing will show. This is a video. Ye video kaam nahi kar raha, but we train them first inside a simulator. Right, we train them first inside a simulator, and then we give them, like this is a snake robot ka simulator, then they actually build a snake robot. Fish inside a simulator, and then fish, they actually build the bot. And drone inside a simulator, drone, they actually build the drone and all that kind of stuff, right? Registrations are from across the country, and this is the pipeline. So like 12,500 participants it was who took part, simulator, 20% of them we take into the next stage where we actually give them hardware kits at our cost. And then you have the finals at IIT Bombay, about 150 students come, and then 100 students are given internships at IIT Bombay. And it works very well. This is how the numbers have grown. It came to about 34,000 plus in 2019. Then we got hit by COVID. And then we had to innovate. So we moved the entire thing online and continued, right? So after COVID, we are beginning to recover. But since then, sabki baji hui hai, as they say. And they'll take some time to recover. Okay. And the themes that we have are, I wonder if I can play this. I think the videos are not playing. It's a pity. Why is it not playing?
Just open.
I've got some more videos. You'll have to stand here. Okay, snake robot that they built. Okay, fish inside a simulator, and the actual fish robot that they built. Okay, and this is drone inside a simulator, and then we give them all the things to make an actual drone. Right? This is a drone that they are flying. It's a nano drone. Right? Flying to solve a problem, going through hoops and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's that. ये हो गया. How do I go back to the presentation? Slideshow पे डाल दो ना. हाँ. Okay, I'll get back to this and let's see, because the other YouTube videos, it might work, okay? So, these are also not working. They are YouTube videos. Anyway, it just means I'll take less time. Okay. Okay, so I'll just show you this example. They have to 3D print a bike. Use an inertial wheel to balance the bike, and then let it autonomously So the bike has to balance itself autonomously by itself with an inertial wheel. So you have to build a control system, PID control or LQR control. Live streaming हो रहा है? Okay. Fine. Okay. So you can see all the various bike designs which have come. So I think if I've shown this video is enough, because you can see that this is not just, simulation type or software and all that. We're actually teaching them to do something cool. Okay. I'll have to get back to my presentation now. कहाँ पे रखा है? Okay. So I'm going to skip. Yeah, play it. Just stay here because.
This you can actually practically implement things. It's very different from the theoretical knowledge that we learn. For example, we have studied control system in our course, but when we actually tuned our drone using ROS, it was entirely different. How the KP, KD, KI are actually affecting the drone, what is its transfer function.
Earlier, the projects were just for the sake of examination. But now projects are thinking as a out product, final product, furnished product. So that is the biggest achievement for our college by setting up this ELSI, printable product.
Okay, let's get back to the presentation. Okay. So the problem here has been, I have everything on Google Slides. I sent them a link. I thought they'll just link to the presentation, but they've downloaded it as a PowerPoint, which means that we lose all the videos, right? So, but nevertheless, we have a large footprint of eYantra labs across the country, almost about 600 plus, okay, across the country. Most of them are in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and all that kind of stuff. We conducted a survey of eYantra lab coordinators and alumni, right, a few years ago. And we found these kind of things, that do you believe the velocity of career progression becomes higher because of eYantra experience? And the answer is an overwhelming yes, right? Both the blue and the red are saying that. Can you suggest the difference in starting package of students who participated in eYantra competitions? These are the faculty saying it, the faculty mentors of the labs, right? They're saying that 10 to 50% higher is the blue, and red is 50 to 100% higher, and greater than 100% is yellow. That means that kuch to asar ho raha hai. And it's been there lagatar, and the fact that kids are subjecting themselves to this rigor of this competition in spite of getting no academic reward for it, just shows that it's been worth it for them. Okay. Now what we've done from this year is that we found that kids get scared of this competition. In order to reduce the fear, we said, first of all, why don't we incorporate this into the curriculum, right? And so Adani was brave enough to do it, Adani University in Ahmedabad, because we got some teachers there who've got a long experience of eYantra. And they said, we'd like to do it. And I said, we'll do it with you on condition that whatever courses that we do through eYantra, including the competition and all that, you will give us academic credit for it. We'll give you the Janam Kundli of the student, because we have all their grades and all that, how they perform. You can translate that into a letter grade. So we'll give you a letter grade. You translate that into your credit system, because these kids are saying that in these 6 months, we've learned much more than our 3 years or 4 years in engineering and all that, right? So in year one, we give them 2 courses. One is based on open source software and Linux and all that. It's called Engineering Exploration 1, software oriented. So they learn Linux, they learn all the Linux tools, open source and all that. And the other one is an embedded systems thing where they learn how to control a robot and make it do line following. So they learn embedded C, how to interface a computer with software, hardware and all that, and do all that. Once they've done that, they are ready now to take part in the eYantra competition, which is the next level. and that they do in their second year. So structured problem is being solved by them. In the third year, we will encourage them to do Yantra Innovation Challenge. अभी तुम्हारे पास टेक्निकल ज्ञान है, इसके द्वारा किसी समस्या का हल निकालो, right? Societal problem you have to solve. And then fourth year, we can either prepare you for Yantra Premier League, which is an Indian competition, or we'll prepare you for an international competition of your choice, like ICRA and all these kind of things, right? So we'll take you to the next level. And I guarantee you that when these guys come out of this, they will either be startup grade or research grade. They have to be, right? Because they've, from the very first day of college life, they are put onto a path which is going to sort of take them very far. Okay. So, as I said, we've decided to keep the credits very low for now because the college doesn't know what to expect. We don't know what to expect. So we said just give enough credit so the students feel that it is contributing into the mark sheet and all that and motivates them. Students will do anything for marks, right? But once we've caught them here, they'll be naturally motivated. Okay. So software foundation and embedded systems course. In fact, incidentally, in my embedded systems exam papers, I asked them to fill in their name and their number and all that, right? And I give them 1 mark for it because this ensures that the name and their student number gets written, you know. Okay, so this is the engineering exploration program that we are running this year. And this is this at a glance, right? EEP1 is embedded systems, right? So you are programming things that move, and software foundations is for computational thinking, application building and all that. So programs that think, right? We call it like that, okay? So basically I want to say that engineering exploration begins when we stop asking what is the answer, right? Because everybody wants to know what is the answer. They should also know that there's no right answer. There can be many answers. That's what life is, right? You have to choose between many answers, but the onus is on you to come up with those answers, right? And you should learn to see what the system is showing me, right? Read what is happening. So that's another story. I won't get into that. That's a long thing. So essentially, I just wind up saying that jobs are in short supply. So we need job creators who are typically researchers or they are intrapreneurs inside an organization or entrepreneurs. The opportunity is there. We need engineers who can solve real problems. If they can do that, there's a huge opportunity outside. India has lots of problems and every problem is an opportunity, right? Nobody else in the world has this. And what we are doing is we are trying to build these innovation ecosystems, right? Where we are working in a scalable way. And now we are also working with schools. In COVID, they were saying to us that tum bachon ke liye kuch karo, engineering students ke liye kar rahe ho, vagara, vagara. So we experimented doing the same thing that we do in a college with kids at school, and a runaway success. The kids are far smarter than the college people. It shows that by the end of school, we have hammered something out of them. So वो sort of अक्ल कम हो जाता है थोड़ा college में जाके, right? The kids you see nowadays, 7th, 8th standard, I am blown away. In fact, the other day I mentioned this to an additional commissioner in BMC, Prajakta Lavangare, her name is, and she's in charge of health and education. She said, why don't you do it with BMC schools? I said, ठीक है, करते हैं. Within 2 days, she fixed up an appointment for me with her team and all that. But the team said, look, before you come, sir, come to a couple of BMC schools to see what we do. So this was in Dadar area, Dadar Matunga. I went there and I was blown away. They have a computer room. You must be also having that experience. 7th, 8th standard kids are doing vibe coding. They are working with Claude and Gemini and all these tools to write code. They're building applications, fairly sophisticated applications. Right? So I said, these kind of kids don't need to be taught. They need to be mentored and challenged more and more. So I feel that if we get in there, we can do even more stuff with them. Okay. So that's my discovery. And incidentally, all the work is done by kids fresh out of college. Yantra is run by 30 engineers fresh out of college, but we have a process. We don't take just anybody. You have to come through the competition, do an internship with us, and only then we select you. But I guarantee all of them, you work with me for 2 years and I'll put you into the MTech program of IIT Bombay, right? And they are that grade, right? I'm proud to say. So I have a couple of my colleagues here, Sarthak Jain, Put your hands up. He is also an E-Yantra competition alumnus. And Dr. Veena here, who's a biochemistry, microbiology, PhD from Chennai, but she's working with us to run the program. The gentleman next to me, the Gora, is my PhD advisor from Oxford who came last year and spent some time with us. And he's a big fan of our project, right? So he's a big source of support. And Professor Pandya, who works a lot with us, next to him is from TIFR, right? He used to be Dean of Computer Science there and all that, right? So I'm saying that everything, average age is about 22. Mujhe nikal do, to average age comes down by about 2 years, right? So it shows that youngsters can do everything. We have no hierarchy in E-Yantra. It's a totally flat system. We don't have managers. We have team leaders. The more experienced guy becomes a team leader. And any staff member is entitled to ask me a question. Sir, why are we doing things this way? Can't we do it this way? Totally entitled. And I find that that does some real magic. In fact, 20 years ago, I did a survey of Indian software companies with Copenhagen Business School to see what makes a software company innovative. And we wrote a book about it. And we found that wherever software company has hierarchy, there's very little innovation. जहाँ hierarchy कम है, उधर बहुत innovation होता है. Now, when you go back to your college, just think about that a little bit, right? And how to work with the students. So I'm going to stop here. I think I've taken more time than I planned to, but the video se वैसे भी कम हो गया. Okay, thank you. Any questions you'd like to ask? So my colleagues here have leaflets about what we do, and you got it, right? And yeah, sir. Yes.
Learning of basic electronics has come down.
Yes.
In such a scenario, how are you able to educate the children to learn embedded systems and such highly innovative electronic systems when they might not be able to explain a transistor operation or logic gates?
Very good question. So he's saying that when kids don't know about electronics, how can you motivate them to learn about embedded systems? Yes. My experience, my learning is this: we can teach them how to build, run a microcontroller-based system in one weekend. I'll teach you all of microcontroller gyan in a 2-day workshop. We do it all the time, right? Once you do that, then you start wondering, acha, ye failure kyun hua, wo kyun hua? Then they go and learn the electronics which is needed to do that.
Okay.
So we drive them by throwing problems at them. In fact, I have an invitation for those who are interested. We'll arrange a 2-day workshop and you can come to IIT Bombay and we'll give you the embedded systems workshop where we say, 2 din mein we'll teach you this. If you go back and open an E-Yantra lab in your college, or at least try to.
I want to be a student for
Great.
embedded systems.
So, inka naam le lo. Right? So, Veena there will take your name and your email address and all that. Or we can get it from Bharti also maybe.
And if required, I will teach basic electronics if somebody is curious.
Wonderful, wonderful. In fact, what I'm trying to aim towards is that, remember, we want to build a scalable education system. So I still don't know how to do it. And I feel that the best people to teach school students is college students. Because they become bhaus, you know, elder brothers, sisters, and they will respect them much more than anybody else, as you know, right? So if we can train our college students to go to train school students, my experience is that if you want to learn anything, teach it to somebody. So even if now I'm trying to learn something new to teach in a course, right? Through teaching I learn. Because students ask you all sorts of what you might call stupid questions, but no question is stupid. The answer will be stupid, but question is never stupid. Yes. Right? And one more thing we found in this thing is through my distance education experience I've learned that questions do not scale with the number of students. Questions are totally dependent on the way you have taught the material. Right? And one person's question will answer 1,000 other people's questions. So questions don't scale. Questions scale with only the complexity of the material and the way you've taught it. So it's very scalable. Distance education is really very scalable. In the competition, we just put out videos and pointers to Gyan. So kids are training themselves we hold discussion forums periodically, once every week and all that, where we solve problems. So if they have a difficulty in connecting this to that, or why isn't this working, that working, this, that and the other, I don't understand this concept. It takes place in a forum, and often students answer other students' questions. So it's quite magical what happens.
Then one last point from me is, having discussed this much, I request NPTEL team to launch a course on basic electronics, basic microprocessors.
Absolutely, it's needed.
Basic logic gates. It is essentially necessary because this field is dying, if I am correct.
It's not, it's recovering now.
Luckily it is recovering.
Because everything, now they're talking about physical AI.
Yeah.
Right? That means that see, the problem is that it's quite wretched actually, that all our engineers, civil, mechanical, chemical, this, that and the other, have all been going into software the last 2 decades. Because that's where the jobs were. But now jobs wahan thande ho rahe hain. Now you need basic electronics, basic science, basic physics, because unless you have these basic subjects, chemistry and all that, you cannot create new materials and new products and all that type of stuff. China has invested a huge amount of its budget in creating these basic capabilities in chemistry, in physics, in biology and all that, which is why they are, I mean, all our raw material comes from there. Correct. Because we have slipped up on all this here. We become too dependent on service industries and software and all that kind of stuff. But now it's coming back to hit us very hard. Absolutely. So now we have to grow these things, and I think the government is also very aware that these things, but we need to bring this sensibility, awareness down to schools and colleges also. But there's always a lag, you know. When things change, 4-5 saal lagte hain to reach, or maybe more. Correct. Right? But with AI and all that, things are...
And you need faculty who are more than 55 years age, because this knowledge is available only to those people. Am I right?
I don't know. I don't know, right? Because then how do those guys do it abroad? Right? The knowledge exists. So it's there in books, it's there in NPTEL, it's there in all these things. But one thing I've learned is that anything that you teach has to be project-based. अगर electronics भी सीख रहा है, kit के द्वारा सीखना ही चाहिए, right? Which is what is lacking in NPTEL at the moment. Right, which is where we come in, because whatever we do is taught in a project-based way. You learn by breaking things, making mistakes, you know, experimenting and all that. If you don't do that, you're not learning engineering. I'm being very provocative, and thank you for entertaining that and permitting to be so, because I can see you nodding heads and smiling and all that. But you guys are different in the sense that you are far more aware than the non-stars out there. So I can afford to take such liberties with you, right? So I hope this message has gone home, and we'd be very happy to work with you if you're interested, right? Ideally, you should have an eYantra lab in your college. Even if you don't, we'll introduce you to a neighboring eYantra lab where you can vibe at least with the faculty there and come to some kind of terms of arrangement or whatever it is. But you can do a lot without a lab also with our help. Okay. Anything else? Yes.
So where we can get the details? I want to incorporate it in our college. So how we can approach for this?
See, for these courses, especially the embedded systems course, you need to have the basic facilities, the microcontrollers and this, that and the other, right? If you have that, then I think, so we are trying this out as a pilot. If you guys are interested, we can take you in the next lot and see how it works. But I would definitely be happy to do a 2-day workshop with you guys at IIT Bombay, right, where we can take you through the material. From Mumbai. ठीक है. Acha, then you know it.
During the setup in our college.
Acha, which college is that?
At that time, I was working in Sri L.R. Tiwari College of Engineering.
Okay.
Currently, I am working with AP Shah and Anchor Kachi Engineering College.
Shah and Anchor has a lab, I think.
Yes.
Okay. But the problem is that we've set up 600 labs. We don't know how many of them are still vibrant and alive. Some of them definitely are. Some might not be. So I've taken it upon myself this year to do like a kind of, a tour of these places to see kya ho raha hai. And the other thing is that we have alumni. We have 2.5 lakh alumni who would, by now, if they've been 12 years in industry, have done pretty well for themselves. So I'm trying to see how we can build this alumnus network and connect them, right, through all this. So there's so much to do, and we are only limited by our imagination as to what we can do. Right? Thank you very much. Last question, I guess.
Sir, I'm Dr. Neerja Prasad Gangaraju, working as a lecturer in English and Communication Skills at Polytechnic College, Chandwad.
Okay.
Actually, that's a rural area, sir. And the students there are technically really very strong, and recently they got first prize in project competition conducted by Maharashtra State Board of Technical Education. So in what way this e-Yantra lab will be beneficial for our students? If you guide me so that I can convey the message to our esteemed principal and management so that it will be beneficial.
We
for us.
have done workshops with tribal schools in Gujarat, which have been very successful, right? So we can arrange some kind of workshop, but the fact is that just start a lab. It doesn't cost very much. It's about 4 or 5 lakhs, whatever it is, depending on the institution. And we give you a lab in a box, which is all the sadhan, if you like to do lots of projects. It's been curated over the years, and it's updated also by us. It's called Lab in a Box, which has all the components. And uske aadhar pe we can do lots of things with you. But I'd like to leave a thought which is totally unrelated to this, okay? There's a very boutique, exclusive engineering college in the US, which is highly respected. In fact, MIT Boston thinks it's really cool. It's called Olin College. Olin, O-L-I-N. Look it up, okay? They feel, through all the young engineers, right, most of the subjects are optional. Only 2 subjects is compulsory for young engineers. 2 subjects. What do you think those are? I'm taking a liberty of taking some more time. It must be the last, no, mine? Huh? एक और है, तो मैं जाता हूँ फिर. But I'll just ask them this question. What are 2 compulsory courses that engineering students have to do? Everything else is optional. Any volunteers? Maths and physics, what else? English and physics? Huh?
Even communication skills.
Communication?
Soft skills.
Electronics? Huh? Materials. I'll tell you what it is. History.
History.
History and English literature. Right? I won't go deeper into it. History trains you in critical thinking. Because what does a historian do? You are faced with lots of gyan of various kinds, visual, oral, the artifact and all that. And the stories could be reliable, unreliable, because they used to lie in the old days also. Just because you read it, it doesn't mean it's true. They used to exaggerate also. So from that informational noise, you have to deduce objectively as to what the truth must have been. I think that is a very fundamental skill that we all need nowadays. There's so much noise out there. Okay, so we are actually training kids in this. English literature, because people think, so I can communicate better. What is the meaning of that? Communicate better means not only communication this way, where you should have nuance. No, understanding, kya ho raha hai, asar kya ho raha hai communication. Like, often when you talk to me, right, what's more interesting is what you're not saying to me.
Exactly.
Because often you will tell me things, right, that you can afford to say, but you will not tell what you really mean. And how do you sensitize a person that communication is something much more, that you have to infer many things from the context than just believe other people? And people actually say things to hide the truth, not to convey the truth. Right? So these are very fundamental skills. I mean, you don't train our kids in this. Right? So like what does an entrepreneur do? Entrepreneur has to go and make money out of a market. What is the product that they'll want? Service that they'll want? How do I read what a market really wants? Or even my boss wants at work. He might say something, but he might think something else. IAS officer, Pradhan Mantri Yojana deploy करना है, पैसा पहुंचा है कि नहीं, क्यों नहीं पहुंचा है? So it's a very fundamental skill which we don't teach. So anyway, I'm going to stop here, otherwise I'll go on and on. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such a thought-provoking session. We request you to please accept a small memento. Please give sir a very warm applause for all the insights that he's given us. Thank you, sir. Our last session is from the educational outreach team. We have Sushmeet Bakshi with us. Sushmeet Bakshi is a senior program manager at IIT Bombay's Educational Outreach Office. He leads the design and execution of executive education, professional development programs, online courses, and a global outreach initiatives. With a strong focus on bridging academia with industry, he supports innovative learning models, strategic partnerships, and certificate and degree programs, making education more accessible, relevant, and future ready. Sushmeet sir, please go ahead with the stage. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Finally, the last session of the day, I would say. So I'll just quickly go to the first slide. Yeah, so again, good evening, everyone. My name is Sushmit. I represent the Educational Outreach Office of IIT Bombay. So Educational Outreach is basically the unit in IIT Bombay that oversees all academic, I would say, outreach, academic outreach initiatives in the form of certificate courses, programs, online degrees, diplomas, and any other form of education that goes beyond the institute. Our target audiences range from students from on a global perspective to working professionals, early career, mid-career, late career, all the way to CXOs. We have even opened up certificate courses and programs to school students this year as well. So we are the unit that oversees all of this. We have close to 60 plus academic departments and centers in the institute with almost 700 plus faculty members, each having their own expertise, domain of expertise. We have courses running from core engineering departments like mechanical, electrical, computer science, to market demand topics like AI, sustainability, and other such aspects as well. We even have a lot of courses running in niche domains, ranging from semiconductors, design, and many more as well. So this session is basically more of an informative session to showcase to all of you what are the various outreach offerings IIT Bombay can provide beyond not just restricting it to NPTEL, but what more can we provide in terms of such programs, not only for you, but also for the organizations and institutions that you represent, and all your peers as well, from students all the way to working professionals. So our mission and vision is very clear. Our mission and vision is to democratize IIT Bombay's education and not restrict it to just our students only and open it up to a larger audience. I can happily say that currently as I speak, we have almost 25,000 plus learners enrolled in various courses and programs at various stages, running even as I speak right now, in various modes. Some are happening in person. In fact, today itself, there are 2 courses happening in person in campus at other such locations. There's a lot of online courses happening as well. In online courses, we have courses which are live synchronous as well as asynchronous. Some of the NPTEL courses that you have done also falls under the larger domain of portfolio that we have. We also tie up with a lot of EdTech partners out there like Great Learning, Jaro Education and all, to mass scale launch many of our larger certificate programs, which range from not just a couple of days, but range from all the way to a couple of months. In fact, the largest programs we have are our CXO level programs. We are running a Chief Technology Officer program. We are running a Chief Marketing Officer program, which are almost 8 to 9 months long in a hybrid and blended format, running from online lectures to having campus immersions embedded into the curriculum itself. Our focus areas are, as you can see on the screen, to create transformative educational content. We are addressing the nation's skilling, upskilling, and reskilling needs through these various courses that we have created and curated, all taught by IIT Bombay faculty members. In fact, we have a strong belief for our programs to be having interactive session with our faculties and not just restricting it to recorded sessions. That's why many of the IIT Bombay offerings in the outreach format, if you see, are all live courses, either in person or online, being taught by our faculty members, because the live interactions is what we feel is the USP that IIT Bombay brings into the table. We work with various higher education institutions as well through training programs that we provide to them, to their students, to their faculties, various corporates that we work as well. To bring forth new relationships with the industry, many big MNCs, both worldwide as well as Indian MNCs, have also tied up with IIT Bombay, in which they send their employees on a regular basis to come to IIT Bombay for training programs, which can be part of their orientation or something that is part of their reskilling needs. Sometimes our faculty members also travel to such corporates and government bodies to provide such training programs. And something new that we have initiated is IIT Bombay's global outreach programs. It is very new right now, in which we have started offering such courses to international students and participants as well. Of course, this is something very new to us as well. And gradually it will evolve into larger programs, having not only Indian students and participants, but international students and participants as well, creating a very diverse cohort of learning, not only in online, but in-person format as well. Our target audiences range from programs that we offer to college students, to high school students. Our school outreach initiative is part of that, to customized programs for faculties, executives, mid-career, early career, and all the way to senior career professionals. And of course, various programs that we provide to the MNCs and the corporates and government bodies as well. This is the main slide, which talks about all our various categories of programs that we have. The open programs or open courses basically are our certificate courses. Again, can be online, can be in person, can be a one-day program to all the way to an 8 months program running. And this is not a defined calendar. This is a live calendar with a live set of courses that gets updated every month. In fact, at the last slide, when you'll be able to see our social media sites and our website, if you scan the QR code, it will take you to the CEP website, where we have a course calendar, and you'll probably get to see the courses which are only available for registration in August and September. But if you come back next month, you'll see courses available for December as well. So it keeps on updating. In-house courses are customized programs that we provide to various organizations or institutions as per their request. It can be training programs, it can be management development programs, it can be faculty development programs. Sometimes these are immersion programs which we provide to students. For example, our faculty members travel to the institutions to provide certain sessions in the form of certificate courses to the students, and vice versa. The students come to IIT Bombay for a short duration time to have an immersive experience in a certain lab, domain, topic. And of course, these are all certificate courses. These are not just lab visits. They are actually going to have hands-on sessions happening on campus. Our flagship program is our e-postgraduate diploma, which is basically an online PG diploma that IIT Bombay has launched. You can complete it in a minimum of 1 year, and since it is designed for working professionals, it is extendable to be completed in a matter of 3 years as well. How the structure is, we have a certain number of credit-bearing courses in a particular domain that are introduced by IIT Bombay. Once you complete a certain number of credits, in this case is 36 credits in that particular domain, you will have two options. Option number one, you use up all your credits and you take the PG diploma from IIT Bombay, which automatically gives you the e-alumni status. The e-alumni status benefits are exactly the same as our IIT Bombay regular alumni have. Or option number two, you do not opt for the PG diploma, you retain the credits, which will be saved in your academic bank of credits, and then you can use them at a later point of date in another program where you can issue the credits from there. So that is how our postgraduate diplomas have been structured. We currently have 6 such diplomas running, from AIDS, electric vehicles, semiconductors, design, digital governance is something that we have recently, and it's a unique program that we have launched. And by the end, in the next 2 weeks, we'll be launching one on innovation and entrepreneurship as well. And a few more that we have lined to launch in the later part of the year. School outreach programs, as you can see, these are programs targeted towards school children, basically from standard 8 to standard 12. We actually had 7 such programs that just ended in the last couple of months. Some of them were interdisciplinary. Some of them were focused on a single discipline like electrical engineering or sustainability or mechanical engineering. A very popular program we have is a 12-day program on our Makerspace Foundation, in which we have students coming from all over India to participate in a 12-day program in which they actually build robots. And it's a very highly popular program that we have been running. Faculty development programs, of course, some of these are open and some of these are customized that we provide for an institution. PCSE is a unique initiative. It is basically an alumni education center that we have as part of the outreach office, in which we provide training programs to our IIT Bombay alumnus. Not only as a format for them to reskill themselves, but also, to keep and maintain and build relationships with them. Immersion programs, as I mentioned, is targeted towards college students, bringing them to campus to have certain immersive experiences. It can be customized for an institution, and sometimes we open it up to all students. Of course, there is a certain limit in terms of students that we can intake based on our lab space. Professional certificate programs are a series of 3 courses falling under a single domain. It is purely targeted towards working professionals. You can complete it in 1 year or you can complete it in 2 years. And if you complete those series of 3 courses in that domain within this time frame, we will be awarding you the professional certificate from IIT Bombay. It does not give the alumni status like the diploma, but it's IIT Bombay professionally certifying you that you have the domain expertise in that particular topic. Currently, we have 2 such running, one in cybersecurity and one in sustainability. And very soon we'll be launching a few more as well. Joint programs is a very unique initiative IIT has. So the story is that a couple of years ago, since our programs have been running for a long time, the industries came to us and said that, can you curate a program bringing in academic and industry flavor? Yes, definitely we can. That is happening with our regular students as well, in which we have industry speakers coming and taking sessions. But how do we form that into the outreach format? And that's where we created the co-branded joint programs, where IIT Bombay is tying up with various organizations, either government or various MNCs, to curate programs which not only have the academic flavor of IIT Bombay, but the industry flavor as well. In fact, one very popular program, or the first program that we launched, was in Defense Tech with DRDO. And another one that is about to start in the next 2 days is with L&T in the fields of semiconductors. In fact, we are now in discussion with a couple of the companies in the Bay Area to launch a few more such programs by the end of this year. Of course, this is a very new initiative for us because we are tying up with industries which not only are bringing in the domain expertise of that field, but at the same time, it's becoming a lot of it's heavily focused to professionals because it is something that they are able to understand within their domain as well. So it's a very unique initiative for us. MOOCs, of course, available on NPTEL. We have a couple of MOOCs on Coursera also. We have a couple of MOOCs we have launched on the Karma Yogi platform of the government for the government officers as well. And of course, NPTEL is there. So these are certain glimpses of the programs we have conducted. In fact, the Fundamentals of AI program, that's a photo of our last batch. This is one of the most popular program that we have. We have almost 15 batches that we have run, with the 16th batch happening next month, with at least 200 plus students coming for this 2-day program, all the way from college students to senior professionals carrying 20 plus years of experience. The Chief Technology is one of our first CXO programs that we have launched. In fact, that's batch 1, it's a graduation day, and now batch 2 is also running. And there's a couple more that we are running throughout the year. This is a glimpse of some of our customized programs that we have provided. Like this one was for Reliance. That was what for the Maharashtra State Electricity Board. These are a couple of the organizations for which we have curated programs, like ISRO, Deloitte. In terms of FDP, in fact, our second batch of FDP for the International Academy of Engineers just concluded last week, in which we trained 300 faculties in various core engineering disciplines, all the way from all over Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Goa. and they were all present on campus. The domains were mechanical, electrical, computer science, civil, and a few more as well. And of course, our immersion programs, these are certain national and international institutions which have sent students to IIT Bombay for a definite period of time to experience certain academic immersive experiences in certain topics. So the first one was a Spanish university that sent 70 kids over here for an entrepreneurship program. VIT sends about 70 to 80 students every year for a course on microwave satellites. Assumption is a college in Kerala that had sent a couple of almost 30 students for an economics-based immersion in IIT. This is a photograph of the immersion of our EPGD programs. Our flagship one is the Artificial Intelligence Data Science. That's batch 1 when they came for their first time immersion in campus. In fact, batch 1 just finished their final semester last month, and they are going to have their convocation ceremony in the next couple of weeks. That is another program running on electric vehicles. That's our batch 1. This is an example of a professional certificate program that we are running. This one is for cybersecurity. And that's the logo of DRDO. So that's the first joint program that we had launched on defense tech. This is some glimpses of our school outreach program that we conducted. Of course, these photos are from last year. We have not updated this year's yet. Makerspace being our most popular one. And then we have a Next Gen, which is an interdisciplinary campus immersion of when various departments come together to host all the school kids stay on campus and have that IIT Bombay experience. So each day is focused on a single department. This is a glimpse of some of our MOOCs on Karmayogi, various energy-based courses which are running, open to government officials. These are some glimpses of our Alumni Education Center programs which are running. And of course, NPTEL is there. So in a nutshell, we have flexible learning opportunities ranging from online, hybrid, in-person, and off-campus locations as well. And it runs throughout the year. So there are multiple opportunities in terms of multiple disciplines and topics that you can explore. We even have niche courses in something like cryogenics, which we're also planning to launch, which is centered towards a significantly small section of students and professionals, but nonetheless, the demand is there. Of course, comparing it to larger scale topics like AI and all are running throughout the year. In fact, we have now started launching a couple of programs with partnerships with various industry bodies. For example, we run a very successful 5-day program on AI for business leadership with CII. We do a very successful entrepreneurship development program with NASSCOM. And just yesterday, we launched a fintech program with NSDC. So these are all a couple of partnerships that we have, and it keeps on running. At the beginning, I also mentioned that we have a couple of edtech platforms out there as well, who basically help us in the marketing of such courses. We have courses like a professional program in sustainability. We have an EPGD in semiconductors that is also out there. Some of the more popular programs are out there like Gen AI, Agentic AI, MLOps, which are also running as well. In fact, very soon we'll be launching an AI in finance program, which is one of the unique initiatives that's coming from our fintech departments. So that's it about us. And So this is the last slide. You can scan the QR code and explore our website and our social media handles. The course calendar is a live calendar that keeps on updating, or you can always explore our social media on LinkedIn and Instagram, where we keep on updating brochures and flyers of any new opportunity in terms of courses that come out. Or you can write an email to us as well if you want to, get to know about any new initiatives that IIT Bombay launches, any course requirements that you may have individually or representing your organization as well. Very happily, you will be getting a response from us within 24 hours for such initiatives as well. So yes, that's about educational outreach at IIT Bombay. I'm open to any questions that any of you may have about the initiatives that are already running or about to come that you would like to know. Yes. Yes, our batch 2 is running. Batch 2 registrations are running.
Oh, thank you. It's over. But, okay, I want to know the details. Shall I email to you?
Yes,
so
yes,
that you will
yes. In fact, in the CXO, which is the highest program that we have other than our EPGDs, batch 2 is about to commence in October 26. So the sessions are always from October to, so all our CXO programs are from October to June. Yeah. Yeah. So CTO is there. There's also a chief marketing officer running as well. Very soon we'll be launching a COO program also, because we have received a request from the couple of the companies that we are associated with that they would like to send their senior leadership for such long-term programs also. Yes. Any questions, anybody? Sure. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sushmit sir, for all the information that you've provided us. We request you to kindly accept a small memento from our side. Kindly give sir a warm welcome, a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you all once again for attending this special event today. Your presence has made this event and celebration truly meaningful. We appreciate your time, your energy, and the wonderful spirit that you've brought to this event. We've arranged for tea and snacks. Request all of you to kindly enjoy refreshments at the 10th floor. Thank you.